Hello, I'm your host, Jason Miles, here for another episode of Beyond the Red Zone, our very own show dedicated to in-depth coverage of sports. At least that's what we tell ourselves every time we do this show. For our returning listeners, subscribers, and of course, the very valued patrons, hell yeah, you are the driving force behind the TIR machine. We couldn't do this without y'all. For those new to the channel, welcome. If you do enjoy this type of programming, please hit like and subscribe. It is a passive gesture that goes a long way towards promoting the channel. Also, for viewers of the main show, we will be back tomorrow discussing... I gotta find the new sound effect. That little thing here. The shooting of Charlie Kirk. I don't know if that's the right sound effect. That's all I have. But yes, MT, Pascal, and I will be there. I am kind of not sort of looking forward to it because I know the chat is going to be insane and filled with right-wing nut jobs that just want to call us the N-word. I know, right? So rude. Also, I want to thank again Ikoi Hiro. God, I can't say her name. Ikoi Hiro, our guest last night, who we had a bit of an in-depth conversation with about people falling in love with their AI chatbots and the ironic moment of interconnectivity and atomization we're currently living in. That show is up on the TIR main show live stream playlist on YouTube, where you can find it. As you know, TIR is a listener-supported labor of love. If you dig what we do here and have the means, become a patron or a paid YouTube subscriber. You'll have access to the champagne rooms, join us for our movie nights, and you get the satisfaction of knowing you're a part of making sure this insanity can continue, keep going on. Now, on to the show. An NFL recap of Week 1 and a bit of a Week 2 preview. Week 1 is in the books, and even though some are already calling it for certain teams, it's way too early to say. The season kicked off with an NFC North Classic. The Cowboys traveled to face the defending champion Eagles. Uncharacteristic drops from the Cowboys' most trusted receiver, CeeDee Lamb, ultimately sealed their fate. But hey, it's early. No need to crown the Eagles yet, or write off the Cowboys. Meanwhile, former first-round pick Daniel Jones is getting a second chance in Indy. The Colts blew out the Miami Dolphins. In Miami, could Jones be the next top pick cast-off whose career gets resurrected elsewhere? Jaden Daniels so far isn't suffering a sophomore slump, and the Commanders look poised to make early noise in the East. The Russell Wilson reclamation project continues. Can he ever recapture his former Seahawk form, or are those glory days a distant memory? The Lions couldn't get past Jordan Love and the Packers. So who emerges as the real king of the NFC North? The New Orleans Saints have entered the Spencer Rattler era. It's not bad. Young, a work in progress, but not someone to write off just yet. Over in Vegas, Geno Smith threw for over 300 yards in his Raiders debut, and Ashton Genty gave Raider fans something to feel good about. As for Justin Fields, he lit up the stat sheet, but Aaron Rodgers still had a few tricks up his sleeve, and the Steelers pulled off a win. Meanwhile, the Ravens versus Bills was packed with action. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are reminders that we're in a great timeline for next-level athletic quarterback play. The Chiefs currently sit in last place in a stacked AFC West. I don't like the Chiefs. Fuck them. Just kidding. First overall pick Cam Ward showed a little promise, but Denver's defense pulled off a win. After all, their offense is still finding its rhythm. Meanwhile, Caleb Williams looks a lot more comfortable in Ben Johnson's new offense, but is Johnson ready for prime time? And then there's Travis Hunter, playing mostly on offense with a few snaps on defense. We still don't know exactly how the Jaguars plan to use him. Either way, football season is here, and there's plenty to talk about heading into Week 2. And to have that conversation with me, please welcome Macadocious Rex.
Hello, everybody. And as you can see, I have a big announcement. I'm now officially on the Bohemian FC bandwagon. Don't talk to me about the English Premier League. I don't give a shit. This is League of Ireland only. And I will be rocking this team until the day I fall over dead. So, and Prairie, I was at work, clocked in, so I have an outside.
There's cameras and everything.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm with Tahir. If you want to say fuck the Chiefs, fuck the Chiefs. I mean, it's okay. Everybody's allowed to hate the team. So, like when Jason says we can't write the Cowboys off yet, yes, we can.
You're not a Cowboy. Are you a Cowboys hater?
No, it's just like I hate the whole they're America's team thing. It's like, dude, you haven't been relevant past the regular season since I was just a wee lad.
If anyone's calling Cowboys America's team in 2025, they're just saying it to say it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of Cowboys fans believe that shit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, at that point, I just pull up a chair and I'm like, tell me more, because this is going to be a fun
You know
ride.
what? Actually, I like bust out a notebook and I'm just
like, tell me more about these fantasies. So the Romo era? Tell me about that.
Yeah. Do you recall a man named Quincy Carter?
I couldn't think of his name. Yeah. Oh, the hope was so high for that one.
So high. And what a burn draft pick. But I digress. But I think week 1 was actually pretty good.
I think week 1 was pretty exciting.
I want to start off with the bad, though.
Okay, let's go.
Can we just agree that Miami might be the worst football team in the NFL right now?
I didn't see that coming because they're so consistently
good against bad teams.
Yeah.
And then they play down against good teams, right?
Or is the Colts that much better?
I would like to think the Colts improved. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's finally healthy. They have some weapons on offense.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes can move around in the pocket. Yeah, and I don't talk to me about Anthony Richardson doing it, because Anthony Richardson likes to turn around and run 10 yards back, and he gets a sack or he throws an interception or completes 40-something% of his passes, right? Like, we're talking Danny Dimes here, right? He can get enough space and make some throws downfield. So I'd like to think that the Colts got better, right? But, dude, the Dolphins just look really, really bad, right? Like, they looked bad. I'll get to that in a second. But here's my hot take. I'm gonna do a skip. All right. Mike McDaniel's first head coach fired this year. First one to go.
How many playoffs have they been to since he's been the head coach? 2?
Yeah.
1, 2?
2.
Before him, how many have they been to?
That doesn't matter right now, right?
Okay.
What Mike McDaniels has managed to do was kind of put himself first and foremost of that franchise, like out front, with the Colombian drug cartel sunglasses, and he's on the sideline with one pant leg pulled up like LL Cool J.
He's having a lot of fun.
He is having a lot of fun. He's even grown out some facial hair. You can tell he's been tanning, right?
Mm-hmm. But
what he hasn't done has been, he hasn't been able to bottle the Miami Dolphins offense against a shit team and uncork it when they're playing Baltimore or Buffalo. Their defense has kind of been a mess since he got there. Let's be honest. And it looks like it's only gotten worse. So this is a bad team. And after watching them, I don't know why I put myself through that. And catching half the Pats Raiders game, and all credit to the Raiders and Pete Carroll for unleashing Geno. I think maybe the Pats might be better than the Dolphins this year, which is shocking to say. But, we still have 16 more games to go, man. But right now, the Dolphins look bad. Here's bad thing number 2. How inept are the Browns where they hold the Bengals offense to under 10 yards in the second half and fucking lose? How do you manage to do that? You know?
Have an offense that's not ready for prime time.
Well, yeah, and that goes back to the Joe Flacco thing, right? The Browns and the Browns fans have a love affair with Joe Flacco because of that 4-game stretch where he came off the couch, you know, played real well. But you know what Joe Flacco did a lot in those games? Throw interceptions. And that's what he did on fucking Sunday, right? I just was dumbfounded. And I'm sorry, where kickers are routinely hitting 60-yard kicks now.
So nuts.
Routinely.
So nuts.
And your kicker fucking shanks like a 37-yarder, I believe, and an extra
point.
Stop trying to be cheap on the kickers, man. Don't fucking do that. Pay that skinny little white bitch who can drill a 65-yarder from the left hash and do it like 19 times out of 20. You pay that man, and he will deliver for you, sir. You know, and the Browns are just like, no, hey, where'd you go? You didn't go to college? Don't even give a shit. Come on, you're our new kid.
We found you in the parking lot kicking beer cans.
Yeah, fun. You know, like, and I'm just.
You learned how to kick after watching YouTube videos. It was totally fine.
You know, but yeah, it's just nuts to me. And then you have. That's right. I mean, honestly, Nuri, it was the message on the front, you know, everything better in a trade union. It's got the starry plow on it as well. And Connolly's very famous quote are you know, ask most want or most modest. We only, you know, demand the earth. You know, I think that's a great put together for a kit, and I like it. So that's my team. And Nuri, just be happy I picked one. Just be happy I just paid $12 a month to watch them at 5 a.m. Okay.
You know what, Nuri?
You know, but then here's the last bad. Baltimore's defense in the fourth quarter of that game.
There's a few teams that kind of the Bears defense in the second half.
Yeah.
Baltimore's defense in the fourth. The last second half of the fourth quarter.
Well, like everybody's like wants to sit there and give Derrick Henry shit for fumbling the ball. Yeah, that sucks, but he also put up almost 200 yards total offense. Lamar Jackson had a hell of a game. Baltimore's defense was stifling until midway through the third quarter, and it just off a cliff. It's like they just stopped. And their corners got fucking torched by Keon Coleman almost the entire fourth quarter. And I'm going to go ahead and say I'm happy for Keon because I love the fact that he's in the league. He's a total goofball that just looks like he's really enjoying being a professional football player, right? You know, he's just like, man, I'm just a small town kid and I'm playing in the NFL. You know, he's like, what am I supposed to do? You know, like he is just a lot of fun to watch. And it already looks like he's taken big strides from last year, his rookie year, into this season. And I think, you know, Josh Allen is going to be very happy having another like threat out there on the outside, the way he had with like Stephon Diggs for that few years. You know, Buffalo's got like two great pass catching tight ends. Where's Sam Darnold at when you need him? Having sex with his flat ass wife. That's where Sam Darnold is. Okay.
So apparently you didn't see Sammy Sam on was it called the Get Got podcast with Marshawn Lynch?
No, I did not. I did not.
Yeah. He was very comfortable with those gentlemen, by the way. Very comfortable. I'm not even trying to be funny. He, you know, he's a football player. At the end of the day, Sam Darnold, as much as we talk shit about Sam Darnold, he's a football player.
He is
football, and he's not afraid of contact.
It's kind of seemed that way in the playoffs last year.
Wow.
Buzzing.
I mean, he's got his ass kicked, and I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin O'Connell's in-game adjustments.
No, I'm not either. I mean, Kevin O'Connell, we'll get into that in a sec. But you know, like Baltimore needs to like really every year they do this, right? They have a game where they're up by like 15, 20 points, and then they piss it away. It's kind of like clockwork. They always drop one like that. And it's like, dude, why, you know, if you're John Harbaugh, like, why is this a big facet of your coaching career? Like
Choking.
yeah, and always giving up one game like that, and it's just like, dude, I was having this discussion with a friend of mine. Like, I do not think that John Harbaugh is going to be the guy that takes that team to the Super Bowl. I just don't think it. I said it last year, did I not? Mac was too busy working to watch every podcast.
He said it with quotation marks. He said it with quotation marks.
Thanks, Prairie.
Thanks.
Thanks.
No, the Ravens. So me and Ben caught the tail end of the Ravens game. This is going to sound even more shitty. At the beach, a good friend of mine just opened a bar on the beach.
Oh, cool. Yeah, rub that shit in.
Oh yeah, I want to rub it in like a good fucking. It's like, oh, I got a muscle pain right here. Oh, let me rub it in right there.
Yeah.
Let me get my elbow. Yeah. Oh yeah. You feel the elbow in it? You feel it?
I like when Kush said, all right, Jason Miles.
But watching the end of that game, my first thought was, A, football's back.
Mm-hmm.
B, if this is week 1, and Monday night hadn't happened yet, I was like, damn, if this is week 1, what are we looking forward to for week 2?
Yeah.
Because these night matchups, the NFL's, they're doing it right. I thought Bears-Vikings was a genius Monday night game.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. I watched that game in its entirety, and 3.5 quarters, JJ McCarthy looked like I expected him to be. Right. And then halfway through the fourth quarter, though, he's suddenly fucking just
turned into Tommy Kramer from 1984.
Dropping dimes, everywhere. He's making good reads.
He threw a touchdown pass where he had to, I think it was the one that took him ahead, and where he threw it over the defender. I was like, to the running back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, he got the perfect matchup, running back on a linebacker that was just totally out of position, and he hit the target. So he looked not very good the first half. What a hell of a second half adjustment.
Yeah.
But also, what a hell of a second half adjustment on defense too, because the Bears looked unstoppable.
Yeah, they really did. They were running the ball really well. Williams looked like he was going to pick apart that defense. And then I think the big thing is they started sliding safety help over to really deal with DJ Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when you take him off the chessboard completely, Williams still has a tendency to stare guys down. So they were able to break up a lot of passes in the second half. The Vikings their front four put a lot of pressure on him, which I was pleasantly surprised with, that they were able to get the pressure they got on Caleb with just the front four, which allowed the linebackers drop back in pass coverage, which cut off the middle of the field. So like the Vikings, people want to talk shit, about O'Connell, but it's like the dude has the potential to be like a phenomenal head coach.
He put together a good game plan. They pulled a win out. They were down 2 scores.
Mm-hmm.
And they pulled out a win. That's huge with a young quarterback. He had 2 young quarterbacks playing, but it's a team sport. The quarterbacks don't do it alone. And for me, the Bears team let Caleb down.
Yeah.
They still don't have the running game where they want it to be.
No. And see, that's the thing. They've got some good running backs. And I think it's just they haven't improved enough on the offensive line yet. They made some improvements from last season to this season because, you had to keep Caleb upright, so he's not running for his life and throwing.
He still, had to run for a touchdown to bring it to 3 points.
Yeah.
But another thing people have to remember is kind of like the Buccaneers. I don't know if people really remember how bad the Buccaneers were, where you would get, a first-round draft pick, and then 4 years later, you give another first-round quarterback that you draft.
Yeah.
And like another 4 years drafting a quarter. And that's how the Bears have been. I mean, Justin Fields, who looked great.
Oh yeah, he did.
Was in New York. He looked like Justin Fields at Ohio State. He was just starting to kind of mature in the Bears system, and then they ship him off, and you're starting the whole thing all over again.
Yeah, and we've seen that if you are in the perpetual quarterback cycle, you will not be successful. right? Like this is Cleveland, case in point.
Oof.
New Orleans is getting ready to start that cycle.
They were good until they got was it Drew Brees?
Yeah,
Drew
right.
Brees. They're going back to the Saints of the 70s and the
Yeah,
80s. And
yeah. You know, like having this uncertainty, thinking. I mean, and yeah, you can get steals at lower rounds of quarterbacks. You know, Brock Purdy has shown us that. But with the way the game's changing, you know, you want to get some of these pro ready quarterbacks. And when I say pro ready, I know they're not 100% pro ready, but guys that can make the throws, that know how to read a defense. They just need more fine tuning. You know, like,
do you trust him though, Mac? Here's the thing. And I don't know if you feel the same way. I was thinking about quarterbacks that you and I watched as young kids, the Dave Craigs of the world. You're a Cleveland guy, the Brian Sipes of the world.
Tony Eason.
Well, he was a first round pick.
I know he was such a
He's
fucking
first round. He was top.
too.
Was he top 20?
Yeah, he was.
When you look at guys that were picked in the later, Joe Montana as a third round pick.
Mm-hmm.
When we think about guys in the later rounds that actually had Rich Gannon, that had really good NFL careers, teams stuck with them.
Yeah,
and nobody wants to say, okay, we're going to make our guy, like even with Brock Purdy, which I feel so bad for the guy. He seems like a decent kid. All he does is his job, kind of at a pretty good level. I can't think of who you'd rather have in that position than Brock Purdy. He did walk in the door with a pretty good team and a pretty good coach.
He did. But you know, it's look at what the offense he played in college compared to the one he's operating in NFL now, right?
Iowa State.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's only 12 to 13 plays, run out about 5 or 6 formations, right? So it's that's one of those, like, we simplify everything for the quarterback and the wideouts, right? We keep the route tree simple. That way, if they have to call an audible, it's literally just shifting people off the line, right, to give a different look. But the play essentially is the same. We all know NFL offenses are not that. NFL offenses are thicker than fucking War and Peace, you know? So, like, you know, it was a lot of learning that, you know, the game, the offensive system when he moves to San Francisco, right? But like you said, he's got a phenomenal head coach in Kyle Shanahan, who has shown he can work with just about anybody, right? Just about anybody can come into his system and be successful. I mean, Raheem Mostert made a career out of playing for Kyle Shanahan, right? And I'm not saying that he's not a talented back, but he was a pretty often injured guy at Purdue. You know, Shanahan lets him split carries. He becomes a 1,000-yard rusher. You know, he takes that into a contract with Miami. You know, but it's when we're talking about like why a team kind of refuses to stick with a quarterback.
Yeah.
I put a lot of that on fan expectations, as well as the pressure that fans put on front offices through things like social media or like team days. You know, how often have we seen, like, you know, in this case, we use Bears general manager Ryan Pace goes out to do meet and greets, and Bears fans just fucking let him have it, both barrels, man. You know, and when you're the general manager, you're like, I know my job's going to be hell. I'm the guy building this franchise up from, you know, in his case, from nothing. And every move I make is going to be put under a microscope. You know, Chicago fans are ridiculously passionate, right? So, like, you know, you're going to get shit on. But do you expect to go out to like a opening the season meet and greet and every Bears fan is just like, hey, you suck compared to Ditka? You know, just like, he's just like, what the fuck, dude? I just walked in here. You didn't even ask a question. You just told me I sucked. Well, you do.
I don't know why a city that's never had certain position players are so angry about and passionate about their football. Like, look, we all appreciate it. It's a fun place to go. That being said, do they have a certain level of patience? I'm being totally serious with you, Macadocious Rex. I'm going to be so serious. I want to look at you.
Oh.
And not like a little Jason, like regular size Jason.
Full-grown Jason.
Full-grown Jason. There's so much hate around Caleb Williams. The Jehovah's Witnesses that come to knock on my door were complaining about Caleb Williams. I shit you not.
I would not be surprised.
I shit you not. We got to talking, and football came up, football fan, and something about Shador Sanders. They were talking about Shador Sanders, and then he was just like, Caleb Williams is a bust. I was like, he's only like, this was before week 1 even happened.
It's like, bro, I thought you were all into spreading Jehovah's love, and here you are talking shit about a man.
Not when it comes to fucking Bears quarterbacks.
Get this. Caleb Williams is to Jehovah's Witnesses are what Doug Williams is to Jason. They hear Caleb Williams and you just see him twitch. Uncle Ruckus? What?
No, it's bad. It's bad. When the Jehovah's Witnesses are angry at Caleb Williams. And that's when I was like, this guy can't win. Maybe he'll have to leave Chicago. I don't know where he would go. New York, probably.
And just to have his career ruined further?
No, he'll be the guy to like resurrect the Giants to
here's the thing, man. This is the thing. That team is run very poorly. It's not coached well, right? At this point, why would you use a beginner character skin like that? God damn, Kush. Kush is over here just like, you know what? That one dude. Nope, not saying it. Not saying it. Not saying it.
I don't know if you saw the comment he made about tortas earlier.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
We're not even going to read it. Like, that's how bad it was.
But like the Giants, I mean, it's a poorly run franchise from top to bottom. And, they're another one of those organizations that just go through coaches, and when we talk about stability and longevity, right? What has gotten worse overall through all the sports in the United States? It's NFL coach longevity, right? Like that used to be a thing where coaches got 5 years, win, lose, or draw.
Yeah, you're going to give them 5 at the remember the 5th year would come around. It's year number 5. Yeah,
it's shit or get off the pot time, But now, man, we've seen coaches get shit canned after a single year. It's
consistently since Ray Rhodes. Remember when Ray Rhodes got shit canned after the 8 season?
It's like he broke the seal on single season firings, right? It's nuts, man. Because
he enabled owners to bypass the Rooney Rule. And it's like, look, we'll hire the Negro. Here you go. And he'll do mediocre. And then we'll get the white man that we want.
Yeah, we won't spend any money that year that Ray Rhodes or Steve Wilkes is head coach.
Steve Wilkes. That's what I was thinking. Steve Wilkes.
Steve
what
Wilkes.
A horrible.
Yeah.
Steve Wilkes and Josh Rosen. I always look at this. Oh man, you guys just never got a shot.
And the thing is, it's like you said, well, we hired the black dude last cycle. So what we'll do is after we fire him, we'll interview like the one black defensive coordinator from Grambling, and then we'll hire the white offensive guy. It's the great workaround. And Goodell will sit there and be like, "What? They interviewed a black guy?
Yeah,
I don't see what's the big deal."
That's what you get with these kind of initiatives. That are like, "Well, did you do the rule?" Yes. All right, then shut up.
Yeah. Listen, guys. Okay, press. Shut the fuck up. I'm only the commissioner of one of the most powerful sports entities on the planet. Yes, the Giants hired another white special teams coach. Yes, no, listen, hear me out. Hear me out. They interviewed the running backs coach from South Central Louisiana State University. Look, they met the Rooney Rule. All right, he's a black guy. I don't know what to tell you.
He's black as shit. He moonwalked in here.
Yeah. He's so caged, no one understood him during the interview.
What the hell is an etouffee?
Yeah.
I don't know what a grits blitz is, but he came in here and he talked all this crazy Negro shit.
That might have been why he didn't get the job. We couldn't understand him. Okay, that's why the white special teams guy got hired. They understood him. He went to Brown.
He's a gem. He understands our economic model. He understands what we want. He's got a culture. He's got a winning culture.
Yeah. I'm so tired of coach, like, let's church this guy up. It's like we literally have caught him putting $1 bills with his mouth into strippers' G-strings. You're going to talk about how God-fearing he is? Give me a break.
What's the guy's name that was cheating on his wife with like the 20-year-old?
Oh, you're talking about the dude at Arkansas, right?
No. Jesus, how many of them are there? I can't think of his name. Really good college coach. And he went to go coach in Jacksonville and just didn't care.
Oh, Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer, yeah. Almost.
Well, he wasn't dating. He just got busted finger blasting a young lady through her jeans at the restaurant he owns in Columbus.
Sounds like a good time to me. All participants are consenting. It's a party.
And the thing is, he's at the Urban Meyer Steakhouse right off campus. And she's, I think, 22, 23, a recent alumna who owns a photography business in Columbus. Like, come on, man. Yes, it was through the jeans. You got to think all those years coaching really strengthened.
Like he was picking up a bowling ball.
Yeah, just
getting all three, honey, even the no hole. And he was an NFL coach
for 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. One of the worst NFL hires. Tony, that's who I was thinking of when Jason started saying it. Bobby Petrino. Remember, he had like the 28-year-old Arkansas staffer on the back of his motorcycle when he laid it down. And that's how he got busted.
Why can't college coaches translate to the NFL? Because they can't deal with the microscope when they're two-timing on their spouse.
I mean, dude, and let's face it, the game's different, man. Right? And I say this for coaches that are leaving the NFL and trying to go make it in the college ranks.
Oh, my God. What did you people do to Bill Belichick?
You know?
Oh, my God.
The no hole should be the name of your robot brothel, Jason. Jesus Christ. The thing is, Jason, if you were serious about starting the no hole, Elon Musk would have your phone number and be calling you 3 minutes from now. He's like, so you're interested in making robot whores? I am here for this. How much would you like invested?
That's how I stave off the fucking leftist purge. I'm like, but I have this great idea about fucking a robot. Really? And they could fuck all night.
Tell me more.
I love it. I love it. License free. We'll start with 21 and up, and then we'll lower it to 17, and then we'll lower it to 12.
That's a bridge too far. No.
I feel like that's Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Prairie said it best. Leave Bill and his granddaughter's friend alone. Kush. Oh my God. For everybody wondering, you'll have to watch this on YouTube to see what Kush said. I'm not repeating that.
Wait. I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it on the screen one more time.
Nuri said making robots with a hymen will be weird.
Like that would happen. That's how that's how all of us. Like, well, all my partners in the robot brothel, the no hole.
The no hole.
There's Mac. and Pascal and like
You just start. You named like 300 people. They're like, how much of this business do they own? And you're like, does that matter?
we're all 3%
We're
partners.
We are shareholders, my friend. And what have we learned about America? You don't fuck with the shareholders, okay?
And then I start looking at people in the chat, and then Kush look and
Kush
Strom and
Kush owns 10%. Like,
well, what's his real name? Kush, Alfonso,
Kush,
Don Darius.
Kush, Alfonso Murray.
Just give him the damn money. Oh, you're a fucking robot. Leave us alone. My neighbors can't hear you talk, so they think I'm crazy, by the way.
Oh, that's all right. You know, let them think there's a crazy black dude that lives right next door.
We moved next. We thought it was going to be peaceful. The guy seemed friendly, but he's yelling about fucking robots.
Some guy named Kush Alonzo Murray. Like, what the fuck?
Wait, Mac last night Toussaint said in the champagne room, she said, what does the JG and JG Michael's name stand for? And so people started.
Oh, no.
She said,
just start throwing him out.
She said, does it stand for Jerome Gerard? So I asked him and he just responded, no.
Just simply no.
He never told me, but he just wrote back no. And so somebody, I think it was Mercutio, said, is it John Fonzo? I can't remember the last name he said, but John Fonzo, that should have me on my back.
John Fonzo. It's my new favorite name.
John Fonzo.
Okay, so here's what I thought was weird about week 1, though. Okay. I was really surprised when Jacksonville puts out a press release saying Travis Hunter is going to be a primary wide receiver and only play 10 to 15 snaps on defense.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? You know, like, I know we're getting into like the end of Trevor Lawrence's rookie contract, where now it's time to make the big jump.
Yeah.
And see if we are going to re-sign him for big money,
yeah.
Right? And you want to give him weapons. Dude, I don't know if this is the move. You have to be able to stop the pass as well as be able to pass. And Jacksonville doesn't particularly do anything very well, I'd say.
No.
So why not just have him play defense and then do 10 to 15, like, you know, planned plays for him.
I think it was 45 plays on offense.
Yeah, something like that. You know, he caught like 5 passes for 30 something yards, but
and a touchdown, right?
Yeah, I believe so. You know, but like, I don't know, man. I'm confused as to where Lawrence got extended last year. That's right, Chris. Thank you, Christopher Story. I forget things, guys. My brain is rattled. Apologies. But typically one does not want to give Floridians weapons. Zahir, you are not wrong.
Damn.
You are not wrong. I don't know, man. I want to say that, you know, new head coach in the front office have a plan, but I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't. That's a team where the Travis Hunter pick to me is one of those. That is the most internet pick ever. Was Travis Hunter one of the most exciting football players I've ever seen? Yes. Charlie Castle, someone I don't like everything he says, but he has been a football guy for some time. Yeah.
When he had that number 1 pick, when it was what's the black guy's name? Play quarterback, ran real fast from Texas. Vince Young, Reggie Bush, Mario Williams. Who else was in that top? That was kind of it, right? It was like Mario Williams, Vince Young, and he was talking about it. He was like, you know, Vince Young was a quarterback that a lot of people weren't really sold on. as far as his ability to adapt to a pro style offense. The game was still a little different then.
Mm-hmm.
And Reggie Bush was a guy that was kind of a Swiss Army knife. He did a lot of things kind of really well, but he really shocked the world as a return man. And he had, I don't know how many return TDs
Yeah.
in his first few seasons in New Orleans. So you have a guy that a lot of people didn't see as an every down back. And there was still a kind of this utility back position in that era of football that Bush fit into, which really is a lot for a number 2 overall draft pick.
Yeah.
So he kind of was like, man, Mario Williams is kind of the best player available to take at that time at number 1, which I don't know. You may not agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that, but I get where he was coming from.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at Travis Hunter. It's kind of like, what are you going to do with him?
Yeah. And a guy like Mario Williams, this is a dude that you got to think he graduated college super early, right? He was a very young draft pick. I think he was only 20 when he was drafted, right?
Yeah.
And, we're getting into the era of the league where rush ends are, one of the top 5 positions you have to fill on your squad, and he just mauled people in college. Well, he did a lot of that through just like athleticism. Like he was better than the guy lined up from him every single play. In the NFL, you can't do that, right? And not to say Mario had a bad career. Again, he played in the league,
for quite some time.
Right? But for a top overall pick, you didn't get what you didn't get the production that you expect out of that. Now, for a guy like Travis Hunter, you think, when I look at him, I'm thinking this is a shutdown corner. 100%. This guy's going to lock down your best and he's going to put the work in. Like this dude's just like, dude, I go fishing. I play video games. I eat, drink, and sleep football, and I appreciate something like I appreciate a kid like that, and I'm, that's what I'm thinking, dude. He'll be a lockdown corner, 10 to 15 plays on offense. Right. And then Jacksonville comes out and like, no, he's going to be a wideout. Oh, okay. Well, who's gonna play corner for you? Because you don't even have a good slot corner, man. Like, like you need more help there than you do on the offensive side of the ball. But apparently, Liam Cohen, he's coaching in the NFL, and I'm sitting here with you on a Wednesday night. So, like, apparently Liam's a little smarter than us.
Well, I'm going to read you some Mario Williams stats. His rookie season, he only had 4.5 sacks. His sophomore season, he had 14 with 2 forced fumbles and 1 fumble recovery. He had 12 sacks his third season with 4 forced fumbles, 9 sacks, 8.5 sacks, 5 sacks. He didn't play a full season. Then he got traded to Buffalo, if you remember, or signed by Buffalo. I don't remember. Where he had 10.5, 13, 14.5. In 2014, and then injuries kind of
derailed his career.
After that, but he had a pretty solid career.
Yeah,
I think we can look at it and say Mario Williams was a number 1 overall draft pick. He put up numbers that you want to see.
Yeah, but we got spoiled because we're getting to these ends now that have stupid long careers. And we've gotten spoiled by guys like, even though his name isn't mentioned too much anymore, like guys like Khalil Mack.
I was going to say Julius Peppers, but yeah, Khalil Mack is still playing.
Yeah. And he still is averaging like 8-9 sacks a year. And the dude is pushing, Methuselah in NFL years. Julius Peppers put up numbers, all 3 of his stops. I think he played 16 or 17 seasons, It's just nuts how long some of these defensive ends have managed to play. And we also get spoiled by guys like, Kevin Green. Granted, he played a long time, but you got to think he's bookended by not a lot of playing time. Like he was a situational guy when he started, and with the Rams, moves to Pittsburgh, becomes this huge name. San Francisco, he's in, still racking up sacks. Then he goes to, or was it Carolina, then San Francisco? I think it was Carolina, then San Francisco. And he's just more of a situational guy at the end again, but like we get spoiled by these guys that throw out, 15, 16, 17 sacks every single year like clockwork. We kind of forget that 10 sacks is still a good fucking number. And when you can do that for 10 years, that means you have 100 fucking sacks for your career, man. Like, that's phenomenal production. So it's I don't know, man. I want Travis Hunter to have a great career. I think having a personality like him is going to be great for the league. He's very personable. Like the dude plays Fortnite and just plays randos. Like there's clips of him just like talking to kids that are like, "Are you really Travis Hunter?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." Just shit like that's fun. It's fun. And that's, I think we need more of that. Like I want more personalities. I want more people to be more approachable, because that was always the knock against NFL players, right? Well, they have all those pads on and they wear the face shields over their eyes now. Like you can't tell who your players are. Okay, yeah. But like exactly so, but you have this opportunity to let players be themselves, kind of like the NBA did, and I hope Goodell does it. Lets them just be themselves.
Well, Travis Hunter, again, like I said, is one of those players where what are you going to do with him? And I think people are going to feel that he was picked too high if he has a very serviceable career as a cornerback.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of unfair. Don't you? Like, it's kind of like the Nnamdi Asomugha conundrum.
Yes. No, I agree with you.
Right? Where remember he had 1 year where he had like 8 or 9 picks, and then people just stopped throwing to his side of the field. Granted, he moves to Philly and he's in a very bad system for his play style. Right? But when he was in Oakland, holy shit, Nnamdi Asomugha like took away half the field all by himself.
He was that good. And props to him for his new life directing now. And acting,
and his hot wife.
I was gonna say Carrie Hunter or Carrie
Washington.
Carrie Hunter. Damn it. Sorry, Travis. No. But what was your main takeaway from week 1 before we get into week 2?
Okay, so Baltimore's still good. I'm still terrified of the offense. I can see Henry pushing for 2,000 yards again. I really can. Behind that offensive line, with them terrified to focus on him, and allowing Lamar to do his thing. Baltimore's okay, right? The Browns defense might be one of the better ones in the league.
Browns defense is for real.
They are going to have to win games for that team. Period.
I think the offense will figure it out as the season progresses.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. You and I have had this discussion. Everybody in chat knows how I feel about Kevin Stefanski. He's the smartest guy in the room who has to outthink himself, right? When you have a 40-year-old quarterback and you got a bunch of young running backs and your offensive line is iffy at best, simplify the playbook, run it, don't throw it more than 20 times a game.
I would like to see them run it more.
Right?
Put Shador in.
Dude, and that's going to be hanging over Cleveland all year. I think when they realize Joe Flacco is you're only going to get about 8 games out of him, because, he is 40 plus. And as Jason and I can attest, we are not professional athletes. We work out every day if we can, but everything still hurts.
He got beat on for a lot of those years, especially after he left Baltimore.
Yeah.
He went to a very bad Broncos team and got the crap beat out of him. I don't think he completed that season.
Yeah.
And then he was second string duty, where he'd always get called on to play.
So like, for all you Detroit fans, don't freak out. It's the first game under a new offensive coordinator. There's going to be some backsliding. There's a ton of weapons on that team. I think Detroit's going to be fine. Aaron Rodgers still has a little bit of that magic left.
Oof.
Do I think he's throwing multiple touchdowns every game? No. But I think that there's enough talent on that team, especially when he gets a real connection going with DK Metcalf. Maybe the Steelers aren't just content winning 9 games again this year, right?
Yeah.
Green Bay, who I think we all kind of saw, got hot at the end of last year. adding Micah Parsons to a very improved defense is only going to make them better. Green Bay is going to be dangerous. I mean, the Vikings showed that they could fucking play. No, Prairie, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Detroit's a good team, man. And I like to bag on Michigan, the entire state and
It's
everything in it.
week 1.
But, it is.
It's just week. Like the Chiefs are not going to stay in last place.
No. And let's face it, like Justin Fields looked great with the Jets. I hope for his sake that he can keep that ball rolling, but this is the Jets. We'll see how Aaron Glenn keeps that team prepped week to week. But that was a pleasant surprise for me. I was really glad to see him get that connection going with Garrett Wilson again. There's going to be a lot in flux. We have 16 more games, right? We have 16 more games this season. So no one should overreact. No one should underreact.
I don't be too happy. I'm a Bronco fan. I'm not thrilled with our win over Tennessee. The defense looked great.
Yeah.
But the offense, look, the one thing I'm proud of with the Broncos is Sean Payton seemed like he had a commitment to the run. Maybe he really believes in RJ Harvey. Good.
Dude, even then, Sean Payton makes it work. Like he's got like a main guy, but then all the other running backs get on it too.
Yeah.
He really does have a commitment to the run. And honestly, that commitment to the run is going to lessen the load on Bo Nix, right? Yeah, Bo looked good last year. Anybody that argues otherwise is blind. But he's still second-year quarterback, right? Keep the load off him until he shows he's absolutely 100% comfortable. At that point, uncork him, But run the ball, keep it in like short and attainable, and that offense will find its way. It's Sean Payton, so, that's it. Nick, you're absolutely right. Week 1 college NFL is still preseason. So every team's going to make mistakes. Every team's going to look a little sloppy. You're still working things out. And Jason and I were talking about this on Sunday, or was it yesterday? With a shortened preseason and your ones barely playing, you're going to see a lot of small tissue injuries and muscle pulls, which is going to test your depth really early on. And honestly, that's when you would rather have it rather than later in the season, so that you can go into the meat and potatoes of your 17-game season, knowing what you have depth wise. Like that's important because, we all know no one makes it through this league unscathed. By the time you get to the playoffs, you're held together with like chewing gum and duct tape.
That's why, I think this idea of like such and such team is poised to win, and the numbers in Vegas say X and Y and Z. I'm like, I don't care what Vegas says, first and foremost. Yeah. And second of all, Vegas is going to say whatever it takes for jackasses to put money on a team. So yeah. Why do I care what Vegas says? But let's look at week 2.
Let's look at week 2.
I'm going to pull week 2 up on the screen. Give me 1 second. Week fucking 2. All right, week 2. We have tomorrow the Packers at the Commanders. This is another great Thursday night game.
Yeah.
The season opened up with Dallas and the Eagles. It's a conference rivalry, and it was a pretty good game. CeeDee Lamb had some key drops in that game.
Yep.
But Dallas was in it. Philadelphia is still the team to beat in the NFL. That being said, the Commanders have maybe one of the more exciting younger offenses and a really good defense, actually, because I believe they held the Giants to 6 points.
Yeah. I mean, and this is the thing. Their defense, they finally they started developing players rather than just drafting and kind of jettisoning, which is smart, right? But here's the thing. Going like that game in particular, Green Bay's defense is really, really good, right? If there's any team that has the speed as well as the chops up front to really frustrate Jane Daniels, it's the Packers, right? And then you throw Micah Parsons into that. Like, this is going to be, I think, a neck and neck game. I don't see this one being very high scoring, honestly. Because they both have good defenses. They both have very dynamic offenses. It's going to be a game of chess, right? Honestly, this game could really come down to whoever has the ball last, and I mean, I like seeing that finally on Thursday nights because for how many years was the Thursday night game? Like it's Arizona and the Jets live in Phoenix, and like they're trying to get us.
Tom Tupa lead the Phoenix
Yeah.
Cardinals to victory.
And everybody watching is just like, are you really trying to get me hyped for this? If I wasn't such an NFL fiend right now, I would be like crocheting a sweater.
If I wasn't such a degenerate gambler right now.
I'm going to watch the Cardinals Jets on Thursday night.
Boomer Esiason takes the New York Jets against. God damn.
What was his name? Lomax? What was his first name?
Neil Lomax.
Neil Lomax takes on Boomer Esiason. Thursday Night Football live.
A battle of two guys that you're going to forget in a few years.
Don't worry, Cardinals fans. Boomer will be here in 2 seasons.
Neil Lomax. There's this site that puts up these numbers. It'll be like the top 5 passers of the 80s. And I was shocked. It was Neil Lomax.
Well, dude, the fucking Cardinals threw the ball all the time.
He had a good team. Or he had some good receivers.
They didn't run the ball until Buddy Ryan took over that team in the mid-90s. And then they were like, pass the ball. Why would we do that? We're going to play the 46 and run.
Someone said Tom Tupa, the punter. Yes, Tom Tupa, who went to Ohio State.
Ohio State as a quarterback.
He was a quarterback punter. You know who else was a quarterback punter that had a very good NFL career? Danny White. It's more common than you think, fellas. And Tom Tupa was the quarterback of the Cardinals for a few games.
Yep. In between his punting duties.
Yeah.
He'd sit there.
I think he started the season, didn't he? Let's Google that.
He threw 3 incompletions and then went out there to punt and was like, who's the fucking quarterback that did this?
Tom Tupa.
Hey, Tom, it was you. Oh, yeah. Shit.
Tom Tupa career stats. Dude, it only has his punting stats.
Of course.
I'm looking. Oh, nope. Here's his passing stats. He played in 11 games for Phoenix in 1991, where, see, I told you he was a quarterback. He started 11 games. He went 165 for 315, 52% completion percentage, 2,053 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 13 INTs.
Mm-hmm. And now, everybody, I want to preface this by saying this is when Ohio State still ran the option, so throwing wasn't really in their toolkit.
That wasn't Tom's forte.
Yeah, it wasn't his strong suit. That's why Kirk Herbstreit didn't really make it in the league.
Also, remembering Tom Tupa was a punter is, give yourself props for that.
Yeah.
Remembering Tom Tupa's career, because apparently he retired in 2002. So that's saying a lot.
Still played in the league, man. Still played in the league.
For a very, very long time. And for a few different teams. But let's get back to this. So the Packers, are they poised to possibly make a big run in not just the North, but possibly the NFC?
I think it depends on Jordan Love's health, because we saw what happened last season when Jordan Love got hurt, right? That offense wasn't as dynamic. Now, the backup, the guy they traded from Tennessee, Malik, his name's escaping me. I'm sorry, everybody. But he's the dude that played at Liberty that the Titans drafted, that they traded for. But, he did what a backup was supposed to do, right? Like, he kept the team afloat, won a couple of games until Jordan Love got back. But, Jordan Love's dealing with that. Malik Willis, thank you, Sad. I appreciate you. That dreaded high ankle sprain, where he couldn't really plant his foot. He wasn't throwing as well. So, if Jordan Love can stay upright and free of injury, I think the Packers are going to have something to say about who wins the North. But again, Detroit played its first game with a new offensive coordinator. You're going to have some hiccups. There are just too many weapons on that offense right now. Aiden Hutchinson's coming back from a devastating leg break. Give him time to get his game, legs under him. And that defense, even losing Aaron Glenn, because you got to remember Detroit
big.
lost both coordinators.
Yeah, that's big.
They're gonna have to figure this out as they go. Sad, I will not go to Wisconsin in any winter month. No, thank you.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, that sounds.
I've
horrible.
been there in the fall or in the early winter. It's frightening.
Okay, I don't want to go there in the dead of winter. Too many winters in Cleveland have ruined me, and I will not.
I have to say tomato to that. So in this game, it doesn't matter who, because I don't like to pick like who you got.
Yeah,
Max says Commanders by 4.5.
Yeah, we're not driving lines here. I think Packers Washington is going to be a good game. Right, that's what I think.
I agree. Cowboys Giants. This used to be the NFL game of the week, 1 o'clock. Well, for me on the West Coast, so it would be the 4 o'clock game for
yeah. Me. I mean,
not anymore. This is going to be the day game because no one knows what to expect with either team. I feel like you don't know what you're going to get with the Giants because they can surprise you. There's some talent on that offensive side.
Oh, dude, I feel bad for I feel bad for Malik Neighbors. I feel horrible for him. I mean, how would you feel knowing that you're going to have noodle arm Russell Wilson throwing you a football?
I think he can still throw the deep ball pretty good.
No, dude, he can't throw any ball very well right now. If I'm Brian Daboll and I know I'm coaching for my life, fuck it. Jackson, get over here. Mac and Jay made fun of you all off season. Prove them wrong.
Through 2 years of you at Mississippi.
Yeah, all they did was talk shit about you and compare you to Sam Darnold.
Once you left SC, they were like, this guy's a scrub.
Yeah, fuck you.
You don't stay a Trojan, you're a scrub.
But that's just I would go with the young kid. Sorry, Russell, you ain't got it anymore. So whoever asked about Russell earlier in the episode, sorry, that's exactly what I think. I think he's washed. Honestly, you've made fuck you money, Russell. Retire. Go hang out with your hot wife and your 13 kids.
Is this a bounce back game for the Cowboys as well? Because they had kind of a heartbreaker, and CD looked beside himself.
Yeah, I can see them just putting a beating on the Giants, honestly. One of those bounce back games, CD Lamb comes back just angry, and Dak's like, listen, offense, running backs, I'm going to hand you off the ball a couple of times, but CD's just going to go out there and fucking roll through folks. I could see that happening easily. TIR tip line is a stream of revenue could be exploited.
My stone cold lead pipe lock of the week. Let's take the Cowboys in the 4.5. They're coming off of a big time road loss.
Cardinals by 6. What?
I have on good information that Kyler Murray got circumcised for a second time because he met a nice young Jewish woman.
Is Norm on our tip line?
The Finkelstein tip line. The TIR Finkelstein. The lefty lock of the week.
The first time he records it, he's like, why am I doing this? Norm, be a bro. I don't want to be a bro.
Norm, be a bro. Norm, be a bro.
I have a PhD, Jason. Why am I doing this?
Here we have the Seahawks Steelers. Who do you got?
Can't, dude. Fuck you, Jason.
I can't. I have to talk to you like the pit guy, and their microphones are so shitty.
Oh God, they're so bad. Sad said in the gooning voice, Ravens. Oh. Okay, so
all for the rest of the night. That's how I'm giving every game.
Oh God. I was pleasantly surprised by how well the Steelers played, especially going down the stretch. You know, when the Jets kind of had the momentum, and then fucking Rodgers did it like it was like Rodgers 10 years ago. You know, like he kind of reached into the way back machine and pulled it back.
Much like his foreskin.
Like his days at Cal.
He's unvaxxed and uncircumcised. He's a real American. Seahawks take the points. They're home dogs.
But like I haven't been impressed with Seattle. I know, you know, new coaching staff, you know, where everything's being built. But like this team overall, I think they need Prairie's like picking up semi trucks while he's laughing, you know. No, that's fair, Red. That is fair. Okay. That is fair.
Red said I was unpleasantly surprised because fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. But I haven't really been impressed with you know, Seattle's roster construction.
Yeah.
You know, I got, you know, I see, honestly, I don't want to like do the pick thing, but I can see Pittsburgh winning this game. You know, it's tough to play in Seattle. I'm well aware. But like, it's just a better team. It's a better team overall right now.
Darnold's coming off of a road loss, and I think he's got something to prove. I really do think that he really wants to show the world that he's not a one-season fluke.
He's just trying to show his wife that he's still a man. Okay, that's what he's trying to do.
The Seahawks at home of the 13th man. It's the 12th. One of them.
Baby, listen, I know about that beautiful piece of chocolate. Jason Miles loves flat-butted women, but you can't leave me for him. I will win this next game for you.
But will you cover the spread? Oh, that's what we need here, Sammy boy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Pittsburgh's a better team, a much better team. He has to prove to his wife that he no longer needs to be cucked by Jason.
One of these days, this show is going to be big enough where, like, we'll get these interviews, and Sam Darnold's like, "My people tell me you've been making some jokes about my wife."
Well, you know what, Jason? Did you tell him that it took you coming over Tuesday and dicking down my beautiful wife for me to throw for 400 yards that Sunday? Did you tell him that?
5 touchdowns I had. Fantasy player of the month. Someone had another sad. See, when I see another bad creation, I just start wanting to dance.
Yeah.
Who has Seattle drafted that's really popped? That's on the team?
Yeah, I was gonna say they DK Metcalf, but they sent him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
him to Pittsburgh.
The team. Yeah, I don't know who's still on the Seattle team. That,
I mean, you could argue Kenneth Walker III would have been that guy, but he's always hurt.
Yeah.
Like when he plays, he's productive, but when he, you know, it's like he has 2 good games and then he's like out for 4. You know, it's unfortunate because that dude, I watched him play at Wake Forest before he transferred, was like a tank. You know, just
he was fun to watch when he's healthy in Seattle. Look, I think if Seattle gets the run game going, but this is, I mean, you can say it's about every team gets a run game going. I think they have enough to beat the Steelers. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers can keep it up all season. I'm excited to see if he can.
Yeah. Well, Claw, I will argue this. I don't think Jackson Smith and Jigba has popped yet. I think this might be the year he does it because he's one of the few people that can catch a football that's on the Seattle roster.
Dude, I think Sam threw for, I almost said Sam Cedar.
I mean, if Sam Cedar is
why is the cornerback? Oh. Bradley, pull that up. Sorry. Sam Cedar and Sam Darnold are not the same man, even though they've never been in the same place at the same time. I have met Sam Cedar,
but not, well, Jason's met Sam Darnold, but he's typically got a ball gag in the chair in the corner of the room.
Demon Darnold. Demon Darnold.
Well, he's gonna cook with Jackson Smith and Jigba Claw
Demon.
because Jason. Where do you think he's gonna go on Thursday? He's going to Seattle. He's gonna do his duty.
Demon Darnold and JSN. Sam Darnold, I think, had 165 yards passing. 150 of those yards were to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Dude, and someone brought up like the new wide receiver is Ohio State. I'm like, dude, LSU and OSU, like those two are neck and neck for that title. Yeah,
they're just being mean. But I would love to see Seattle pull out a win right there. Titans and Rams is a game that is not going to be fun to watch because the Titans look like a team that drafted the quarterback first.
Mm-hmm.
They're oof, and the Rams are wheeling out a quarterback who I want to know if he really wants to be there.
I think this is Stafford's last year. Like that dude was like all over the world getting treatment for his back.
Yeah.
And as someone who's got like a chronic back injury, you can only do that so long. But 80% Stafford throwing to Puka Nakua. Holy fuck, man.
Did you watch the fight at the Rams game as well?
No, man, I didn't watch no fucking fights.
You didn't watch did I send it to you?
Dude, no. And don't send it to me. The only fight I'm interested in watching is Canelo and Bud this weekend. That's it.
I have been sending you real professional fight breakdowns.
Dude, you have, and I've been very happy about that because it's some breaking down of an actual fight shit. And I like.
Did you like that? We'll watch if you guys are down. We'll watch the fight break. It's a really good breakdown of a fighter and its movement in the ring. I think it's Floyd's uncle, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Floyd's uncle getting beat by somebody.
Yeah.
Can't remember who it was. Yeah, but
no, I'm with you. This game is not going to be fun to watch. The Rams look like they're locked and loaded. The Titans are bad. I think they're going to be bad for a little bit, dude. They have so many holes, talent-wise, across that entire roster.
Holes to be filled.
Yeah, and Jason's here to fill them. Let's go.
The Titans have holes. Will they be filled? No. Take the Rams and the over.
But I think that's going to be a bad game. I think that's going to be a real bad game.
They said, Jason, don't say you're rooting.
Yeah, don't. Dude, you might get shanked there.
If you think I'll be walking around Mexico on Saturday as a black man, you fly out of your fucking mind. I could be dripping in Canelo Alvarez merchandise, wrapped in a Mexican flag, smelling of Axe body spray, and still they will try to lynch me. And it's the Mexican version of the Eddie Murphy joke about how Italians see Rocky and get all fired up. There is another version of that, and I live in it. And people really do fight here.
Oh yeah,
like fighting. Like fighting culture is really a thing. There's tons of gyms. You always see young people running with their hand wraps at all hours of the night.
Yeah.
So boxing is a real deal part of the culture. And if you think that I'm just going to be, I just want to watch the fight with my buddies. No, I'll let someone tell me what happened.
Yeah. I'll text Mac.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
Hey, Mac, how's the old 1-2 skadoos going?
How's the black fella doing? Is he all right?
If a black man was to win that fight, and I would be sitting down, minding my own business, drinking a Shirley Temple with a straw, they would sodomize me with that straw.
They find a bar stool and they're just like, it'll fit,
whatever they can find. I am not trying to catch every Mexican's hands.
You might want to just add some more locks to the door just to be safe.
Yeah, yeah. This is a good day for fighting theorists on X. Yeah, that is not like it's. I made the mistake of watching Ryan Garcia fight is it Devin Haney?
Yeah, Haney.
Oh my God. The look of fury in those people's eyes.
Well, and see, what kills me is it's not like Ryan Garcia has embraced his Mexican heritage.
He's just Mexican enough.
Yeah, he does when it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's not, he's like, no, man, I'm a white dude who happens to have some Mexican blood in him. Like, he's dead ass said that on X. Yeah. And like, and truth be told, and Red, you could probably back me up on this. Like, Ryan Garcia is not all here.
No, he's not right. The poor guy's got some problems.
Yeah, he's got issues, you know. But yeah, I'm not surprised, man. There's always been a big thing between like black and Mexican boxers for as long as I boxed. And they both kind of just looked at white boxers and they're like, you're just a punching bag for both of us. You know?
A bad creation said they killed 7,000 black people in the Philippines when Floyd beat Manny. No, but I got divorced.
After that fight, Jason gets home. She's like, get out. Just get out.
What do you mean? I wasn't even there. No, it's no. It is no.
Like all your shit's packed up in the hallway.
What did I do?
She just does this.
Yeah. But our son is his hair is like me. No. No. He's beautiful. You are not. Yeah, Filipinos are similar. And I learned my lesson there too. Then you're like, man, Manny Pacquiao's the greatest boxer ever lived.
Nobody better.
Nope. I come in there with a Filipino flag on, eating all the pancit and lumpia.
Dude, you've got like a picture of Manny Pacquiao stapled to your face.
What do you mean, Jason? ¿Cómo está? No. Maganda. No. Someone's going to be like, is he speaking Tagalog? Yes, I am.
All right, what's our next game?
The next game is hold on, wrong screen. Titans Rams. Ooh, this is going to be a better game than people think. Jets Bills.
Yeah. I think the Jets have shown they can hang in there. But again, never count Josh Allen out. I think we learned that last week.
But will Josh Allen and the Bills count Justin Fields and the Jets out?
Buffalo strikes me as a team that doesn't really count anybody out, right? Like they go into every game like we can lose this game. What do we do to prep to win? Mm-hmm. Which I appreciate as a fan, because you don't see the Buffalo Bills mail it in very often, right? Mm-hmm. The thing is, I think they're prepped better now after playing Baltimore, because you dealt with Lamar Jackson, right? You saw what you failed to do well, and you can go back and fix it to prep for Justin Fields, who's equally as dangerous on his feet.
Yes,
right?
Maybe a little faster.
Yeah. I will argue the Jets' receiving core is better than Baltimore's.
I don't know. Zay Flowers is a fucking...
He is, but after Zay Flowers, who they got?
Okay, you and your facts.
Okay. I love Zay Flowers. I love him. But, like, Mark Andrews did nothing in that game against Buffalo. He did nothing. He had one catch for 6 yards. How do I know that? I drafted him as my starting tight end in fantasy football. So, I think Buffalo's better prepped to play the Jets this time around. I will say I think the Jets are better defensively than Baltimore is right now. But again, don't count out the Bills, man. Like as cheesy as it is, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, right? Like we can go whole Berman on this.
I have it on good authority that Josh Allen's deal has been stepping on his blow. Take the Jets and the under. Oh,
but I mean, this probably will be a good game. I hope it's on TV, because this is one I'd like to watch. Are you making yourself laugh right now?
Because I'm thinking about the guy that's totally coked out of his
Oh yeah,
mind and has been like looking at numbers all day and
he hasn't slept in like 72
he
hours.
hasn't slept in 3 days. His bloodshot eyes, the brightest Hawaiian shirt you can imagine.
His producer's like, "Are you sure you can do this?" Yeah.
Can you hit the dump button or something? Nothing's working. And there's fucking knobs. That's what I'm imagining when this guy is just saying just speaking from his heart. Here's a big game. Dolphins, Patriots. Did the Dolphins bounce back from a very embarrassing loss and put it together? And are the Patriots a little better in season 2 with a young quarterback and a young team altogether?
Dude, I'll tell you right now, man. This is like the two matchups between the Pats and the Dolphins this year are going to be like the race to finish third in the East, right? Like, because these are two bad teams. And I'll say it again. I think Miami might be the worst team in the league. They looked underprepared.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody looked like they wanted to be there. Like, McDaniel didn't even look like he wanted to be there. Come to third quarter, you know how he is. He's just like,
yeah,
you know,
he hella had like, oh fuck, dude.
Like I could be
coming to the fucking apartment later.
I could be anywhere but here right now, but I'm here. You know, maybe the shine is kind of off him at this point.
Yeah,
and I don't want to say that to be like an asshole, but it is. And I don't. This is probably going to be a really bad game, man. A lot of mistakes, turnovers. Whoever, this is going to be one of those games that whoever has the ball last is going to kick the game winning field goal to win like 10-7 or 13.
Oof.
They're not good teams. And I hate saying that as ouch, claw.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel equals the rapper Logic.
Jesus.
We coming for you, nigga.
You guys are going. I feel bad for these young guys that get the
that
label
was
as
the most
genius.
devastating shot today, but it's almost there.
But do you feel bad for some of these guys that get the label as like genius, and eventually the game kind of catches up to them, and it's going to take them a while to adjust? Shanahan had that label, but also these guys that are being labeled genius are getting coaching jobs when they're really young. Like, I'm still older than Sean McVay, and he's been in the league for like 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think, dude. A lot of these guys are getting calls for head coaching gigs. One, because like they really excelled at their side of the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the thinking is, well, they can connect with players better than like guys, like Shula, Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these old school guys, that was like one of the big knocks against Dom Capers, like at the end of his tenure as head coach in Houston, was he didn't know how to connect with players. And he was like, we're going to Paul Bear Bryant summer practices. You're going to run 38 miles in the heat, no water,
water's for pussies.
Yeah. And it's just, there's something to that. I think, especially when you have professional players, you've got to be able to connect and motivate a player, and you can't do it the same way you did in college, right? Yeah. You just can't. Andy Reid is 112 years old, and all he does is win. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Andy Reid. Andy Reid's always been known as like a player's guy, and I think as he's gotten older, he's just become really comfortable with who Andy Reid is. That's why he's in State Farm commercials making fun of how fat he is. Like Andy Reid's just Andy Reid. Guys love playing for him, and I think that's great. I think that is the state law, no water while working.
But still, if we think about some of the greatest coaches of all time, even going back to Bill Belichick, these were guys that were much older than their players, and their players still have nothing but good things to say.
Oh, not in Belichick's case. Like guys like Danny Amendola, Julian Edelman, Gronk have all come out and they're like, dude, playing for him was hell. You knew you were going to get Super Bowls, but you were fucking miserable. And like a lot of guys said that about Shula at the end. You know, Shula's whole thing was, you know, chasing that undefeated season, right? As at the end of his career, you know, it's like your team's not good enough to do that. Like your team's barely good enough to make the playoffs.
Like, he seemed a little senile as well.
Yeah, like pump the brakes down. You know, but you give these guys, and I think it's a positive thing for a lot of these young guys, because if, like, say McDaniel's case, he is the first coach fired this year. He takes a year off. He goes and does a coordinator thing, rehabs his image. He gets another head coaching job, and guess what? He's barely 40, in his mid-40s. So he's still
maybe he stays a coordinator and goes, this is the way to go. Some guys got a coaching gig real quick or an interim job, and they're like, I'm fuck it. Terry Rubisky is a great example. He was like, I'm good.
Yeah, and you got to think he was the interim and was just like, this is nuts. I don't want to do this shit.
Like, fuck this, dude.
Yeah, you know, like
I can stay here through regimes as a coordinator.
Have a steady job.
Yeah,
you know, like
my kid's gonna go to this school. Wherever school is in this city, that's where my kids go to school.
Yeah, and then he ends up going to Ohio State.
Mick Rubs says, I'd prefer a coach cooler than me, like Pistons Chuck Daly.
Chuck Daly was like, yeah, I mean,
also much older than his players.
Yes, you know, but we're even seeing that in the NBA now, where a lot of these head coaches are, you know, younger guys, or what we're seeing a lot more are former players just a few years from their retirements.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like it's, you know, like I said, there's something to having a younger coach that can connect with players. But on the flip side of that is, you know, burnout's a real thing. And a guy like Belichick, he grew up around the game. You know, he helped scheme with his dad when his dad was a coach at Navy. You know, guys like Mike McDaniels, you know, he's kind of a personality all into his own. So, you know, there's the endorsement shit on his end, you know. I don't know, man. It's a double-edged sword.
It's a weird industry because the coach was this thing that was kind of like a statue at the stadium. Tom Landry, Chuck Knox, Chuck Noll, Paul Brown, Bill Walsh, Parcells, Tom Shula.
Yeah.
And there's Don Shula, Tom Landry. There's all these guys that were not the biggest media personalities because they said the things at the end of games, right? Only Ditka. That was like the first time I remember a coach just losing his shit on camera consistently to the point where like that was a thing, and he got bigger than the game.
Yeah,
he got bigger than the team. It was like, what's Ditka gonna say? What's Ditka gonna do? Let's go pan over to him to watch him aggressively chew his gum on the sideline and yell at the fact that Jim McMahon called an audible.
Yeah.
So there's this thing now where coaches are helping sell the game in a way that I think a lot of these young ownership groups are looking at the team as a total media package, and a coach as a personality helps in the team's valuation in a way that it didn't help before. I'm not saying these are good things. I think it does take away actually from a certain aspect of the game. Number one, I don't know if I really want to listen to a guy that's like 5 years older than me.
Yeah, or maybe even 5 years younger than me. I don't know. You know.
Or like in McVay's case in L.A., isn't he younger than Matt Stafford?
Yeah,
it's not by much.
No, but yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like as NFL teams grow in valuation, which we're seeing them catch up with like EPL teams now. You know, the Cowboys obviously are the most valuable sports franchise on the planet. You know, when Jera decides to step down or just die, either one, you know, Stephen Jones is going to have a $10 billion, you know, gift in his hands, you know. As long as we see that, I think that's a good point. You're not just getting a team now. It's a whole media package. We don't want a stadium. We want an entertainment venue.
Yes.
Right. You know, we want our coaches to be energetic. We want the communities to like them. I mean, Mike McDaniel in fucking Miami, perfect. You know, this is a suave, debonair looking dude in one of the most suave, debonair cities in America. Like, it made sense. And then he brings this offensive style to the Dolphins that they hadn't had in a very long time. And then by year 2, you're realizing, okay, he can beat up on the bad teams. Like Claw said, they dropped 70 on a team. But he
My
struggled,
team. Thank you.
right? But he struggles like hell against contenders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize that he can't build an offensive line enough to keep Tua from like getting his brain seriously rattled, right? And now we end up with a Tua Tagovailoa who is so gun shy that he gets jittery standing in the pocket, right? Even when the Dolphins linemen are like, yeah, I guess we'll block for him this time. You know, like it's nuts. So like, okay, so he's older, barely older than Matt Stafford.
Barely older than Matt Stafford. Yeah.
You know, but like that's the thing. It's yeah, Red, you're absolutely correct. You have to like the coordinators are doing a lot of the planning now, right? The NFL head coach is kind of moving into that realm of the college head coach where you
Sure.
oversee a program,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially now when you have like the media appearances and all the endorsement stuff, and you know, oh no, sad. What did Xavier Howard say about Tua? I'm interested to see what this is. But yeah, man, I just, you know, there's always going to be like, I don't think Bill Belichick stays in college. I think he leaves after the year, comes back to the NFL, and tries to break Shula's record. That's what I honestly think will happen. And I think there's going to be a team out there that is so desperate that they surrender, that owner surrenders all that control to Bill so he can get what he wants. They said they made him. Oh, wow. Damn.
What do you mean they made him?
Well, you got to think that you surround him with the weapons. Like, you know, you trade for Tyreek Hill.
Oh,
You know, like.
Well, I mean, you can say that about anybody. Say about Joe Montana.
Yeah. You know, I mean, they said he panicked really easily after taking away his first read, gave away the game plan to beat Tua, and then they cut him off. Damn. That's rough. Eesh. But yeah, man, it's interesting to see the changes that are going to come soon to the league because, you know, the TV deal's up, and I think 3 years, the next one they sign is going to be fucking ridiculous.
I think they also like looking at these young guys and their personalities. Again, I think it all drives a certain kind of package. I think younger guys are more online.
Yeah, and you know what else I think? The old ownership guys just like looking at their hot wives. That's what I think.
The old these new ownership groups.
Yeah, they're getting pretty young. But you know what I've noticed? A lot of these younger ownership groups, they put the young guy forward as the face, but there's a lot of old money behind it, you know. And Sith Lord, what's up, man? But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see who's going to be the next team to sell. Mm-hmm. I'm really curious if the Irsay kids are going to hold on to it, onto the Colts, because they can make a killing. Even
if they make it interesting, it's all about, can you make the team interesting and raise up the valuation of it. So Dolphins Patriots, you think the Patriots are going to beat the Dolphins?
Oh no, I just think it's going to be low scoring. I think that could go either way because both teams are bad.
I think it's going to be Patriots 42, Dolphins 15.
Dude, the Patriots might struggle to score 42 points in the first 4 games.
Patriots is going to score 42 points in the game, and Drake May is going to look like fucking Dan Marino.
You know what? I hope so as a Pats fan.
Drake May is going to look like fucking season 3 Tony Eason.
I want to see Stephon Diggs just bust out like with a 200-yard game.
There's going to be some stupid ass stat line for everybody. Fantasy guys are going to be coming all over the place like NASCAR winners.
Oh yeah. Just jizz everywhere. Oh,
Ravens Browns. Joe Flacco returns to the city that he brought a title to.
Yeah. Okay. The Browns defense looks good. We'll see how long that lasts when you have the human cannonball that is Derrick Henry, who is 32 years old, who should be on the downslope of his career.
He's not.
He's not.
It's not fair.
It isn't. Again, it's not fair for a man that big to move as fast as he does. But we'll see how long that defense holds up. Like taking the battering from, can I take the Ravens by 1,000 points? You know what, Brad? Go for it, man. You know what? Knowing our luck, Jason, Red takes that bet, walks away with like $30 million. I'm like, this is the first time ever in NFL history a team scored 1,000 points.
I talked to my buddy who I think I told you he's like the luckiest man that I know. He 3 years before the Astros won the World Series, he put $100 on the Astros to win on these stupid like a gajillion to 1 odds. And I don't know if you know this. If you make a bet like that in Vegas, 3 years before, you can make bets in the future. And he goes, I didn't know you could make a bet like that. And he goes, I think the Astros are going to win the series in 3 years. When the season happens and your team starts doing well, Vegas sends you emails.
Yeah, they try to get you to cash out.
Cash out.
Yeah.
They went to his spam for whatever reason. So he never saw him. And he was like, had I saw him, I would have totally, because they were offering him like crazy money.
Yeah.
He ended up getting over 50 grand.
Good for him, man.
On $100.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's a great return.
But you got to have a certain amount of foresight and luck. He's also the guy I told you about that. He buys storage units, and he bought a storage unit, and the guy was a comic book collector, and he collected comics from 75 to 2011.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, my luck's so bad. If it was raining tits and ass, I'd get hit with a dick. You know, like
everybody's all grinning at you. Did you see the titty rain? Fucking
I got
dick print.
yeah, I got hit with a veiny triumphant bastard, okay? Like yeah, I don't think Cleveland's offense is really that good, and this could be like a bounce back game for Baltimore's defense. But I mean, dude, when you have Lamar and you've got Henry there, you've seen what you can do. It is McRubs. It is. What a beautiful use of your imagination.
Titty rain is really where you want to be.
That's right.
It's so sad. Paul Prescott just tuned in, and I hope his wife isn't next to him. She's like, is this what you're spending your time doing? Titty rain, Paul.
But I think it's safe to say the Ravens will win this one.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The Browns defense is fucking relentless.
Again. Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts until they're getting bludgeoned to death. Mac throwing purple fake tits on the field to promote his new tit coin. You know what? If I can make a couple extra bucks starting tit coin,
okay. You can make a couple extra bucks.
Grab my new crypto tit coin and butt coin.
I sent you the greatest 1-2 butt combination of all time. Can you submit that?
You sent me way too much this week.
Wait. Can you just admit though that I sent you the greatest 1-2 butt combination of all time?
You are confounding because like one of them, it'll just be immaculate, chef's kiss, 10 out of 10. And then the next one, it's like, what happened to you, Jason Miles? Who hurt you? You know?
I sent you one. I was like, long butt.
Long butt.
And then I sent the next one. This wrong butt.
Yes. Yes. Nuri, I keep my spare butts in Jason's spare bedroom. That's where the spare butts are.
Oh man. Lions and Bears is going to be a better game than people think.
I think so too. I think that's going to be a slugfest, like an NFC North type, you know.
And it's going to be fun to watch because the NFC North actually has. This is the first time I can imagine saying this in my time on this earth. Some of the best quarterbacks in the league are in the NFC North right now.
Yeah, you know, and I don't think you count out. I think Jared Goff has grown a lot since he got to Detroit. I don't think you count him out. Like I said, I think Detroit's offense is prepped to take a big step. The defense, I think, still needs to like kind of work out the kinks a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of talent on that team. They've built a really good team in Detroit. You know, that's something I don't think I'd ever hear myself say. But, you know, the Bears, I think, have a lot to prove coming off of, you know, I mean, sad. I wouldn't say it's just they've crowned themselves. Detroit has consistently, it's not just 2 good seasons. They've consistently won games, you know, big. They've won them close. They've been winning. And that is rough. And Red, I think you're right. The Lions need this one because you don't want to go and, you know, play the Ravens at, 0-2. That's going to suck. You know, but the Bears, you know, they pissed that gate, you know, week 1 away. So I think both teams are going to come out hungry. And
it's going to make for a great football game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this one's going to be a lot of fun, and it better be on fucking TV. I'll probably get stuck with like the goddamn Panthers.
You will.
Oh,
First of all, no, you won't, because the Bears game is 3 hours ahead.
Okay.
Colts Broncos at Denver. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not comfortable with this. I think the Colts are kind of with a competent quarterback. The Colts are actually a very difficult team because they have very good
okay. Let's not jump to conclusions here by calling Danny Dimes competent. All right.
No.
No.
You act like all his classes were in the basement.
I act like he fucking sucks balls. That's what I act like. I cannot stand that man.
I don't know if I'd rather have his classes in the basement.
I mean,
is he happy about the dick rain?
I mean, he might be. He did go to Duke.
Is he? It's raining tits and ass out here. Call me when it's raining balls.
Yeah. Danny Dimes like, where's the dick at though? Seen a dick.
Titty rain just isn't what it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, man, they seem really fun until they hit you. It hurts.
Not like dicks.
Okay, yeah, his sexual preferences had nothing to do with football skill. Newry, but I would say his football skill is lacking. All right. Honestly, Jason, I don't think you have a lot to worry about. Denver's defense, I don't think Indy can compete with that. Like, no bullshit. And then if you get the run game strong, which you can do against Indy's defense, you know, and then gets like comfortable and gets into a groove. Dude, he torches folks. You know, everybody's gonna sit here and talk about, you know, Indy looks a lot better with Richardson on the bench and Danny Dimes out there. And I'm like, listen, man, it's easy to have that game where you're up here. But when your median is down here, eventually you're going to fall down to it. You know, and that's Daniel Jones. Sorry.
Again, I'm not real comfortable. I know the Broncos are still working out some kinks with Bo Nix. A lot of people have said that they're going to be a playoff team. I would love for my Broncos to be a playoff team. I do love the fact that I feel like Sean Payton it feels confident with his running game, and I'm hoping that there's a commitment to the run. I haven't seen a good run game in Denver since Philip Lindsay. Like, it's been a long time since we've had a guy. It's like, we're going to give this guy the ball 25 to 30 times a game. Mm-hmm. We have a super chat from Virtuoso. Cowboys fans wondering why the shooter didn't go after Jerry Jones. Damn. Ooh. By the way, the Jets and the Giants fans got trolled by their former quarterbacks this past weekend. Yes, they did. Mm-hmm.
First super chat that needs to be returned publicly.
Listen, Cardinals.
Jason needs that money for the raisins. Okay, he's not giving that back.
No, because I need my raisins. I don't know why people hate raisins. I met a woman and she's beautiful and
what is so
awesome.
wrong with just eating a grape?
Dude,
I need to dry it out.
Dude, I met this. She's like everything you want is perfect. You know, hair, and the face is like everything is awesome, right? And we're hanging out and we're talking, and we like all the same stuff. I'm a big Bjork fan. She's a bigger Bjork fan. She sang in a Bjork tribute band. I'm like, dude, you're so fucking cool. And she goes, I fucking hate raisins. And I was like, when you say hate, you mean you just don't really dig them that much? No, I fucking hate raisins.
I get it. Sid said, gonna wife her.
I was like, dude, why? She goes, I don't fuck. They're gross.
I don't know if she was just talking about raisins. She might have been talking about the fact that you wear short shorts and your balls were hanging out.
She did make a comment about my shorts. That is true. That actually is a true thing that happened. You're not lying. I don't know if you friended this woman on Instagram since you know who I'm talking about.
She just looks down. She's like, you might want to tuck those back in.
She looked at me. She went, oh boy. Just like that. Like, you know, she goes, you have a lot of confidence.
And then you Captain Morgan posed her and you're like, yeah, you.
I'm not wearing shorts today for the first time in like 3 weeks. And I feel overdressed.
You feel constricted.
I feel like I'm wearing a suit. I just got on pants, but I'm just like, oh man, I need that fucking because I thought it was gonna be cooler today, and it was fucking gorgeous again. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. And why don't you just tell us about how great we live is? It's awesome. I live in Satan's anus. Shouldn't say that. All of North Carolina is not bad. Just where I live.
No, you're right. That's fair. Panthers, Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray is the luckiest little quarterback in the history of short first round draft pick quarterbacks. I don't hate Kyler Murray. I actually really like Kyler Murray. I think he's exciting, and he looks like my oldest son. That being said, he seems to not get as much heat, and maybe because he plays for where are the Cardinals at again? Arizona. Like, wait, where are they again?
I mean, they moved around a couple times.
St. Louis,
yeah,
Tucson. That I just think that's such a small market team that pundits don't care about unless they just want to make fun of Kyler Murray, and then he'll do something amazing and to talk about him for 2 weeks, and then they forget about him again.
I hate talking about the Cardinals, right? Because every so often they get a team together that just is really surprising, and you're like, wow! And they put together a year or two, maybe 3, of good football. And you're thinking they're going to take that next step. And then you blink and they're 2-14 and have the first overall pick again.
Yeah.
Like, this team has been absolute ass under the Bidwell family. And this game is going to be tied for the worst game of the week to watch with New England, Miami.
I do like both the young, small quarterbacks, though. I think Bryce Young is...
Homie, Bryce... looked confused as fuck last week. It was not good. It's like that kind of like push to become a starting quarterback at the end of last year after his benching. Mm-hmm. It's like you forgot everything he did. You know, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? And like, there's a guy like Dave Canales who, you know, fantastic offensive coordinator. He's not really getting a whole lot out of this team. Chuba Hubbard did the work, you know, the running back.
Yeah.
That is going to be like the bright shining light for Carolina's offense this year. And it's about time. He's been there a couple years and they barely used him. And he's a phenomenal running back. A subdivision of Supple Anus, North Carolina, hemorrhoid. Oh, nice. Nice, McReps. Nice.
Yeah. I think the Panthers and the Cardinals are going to be one of those games that no one's going to want to watch. And if you sit there and watch it, you're going to watch a very exciting game with 2 kind of exciting offenses. Marvin Harrison Jr. is stepping into his second year as well.
Yes.
I think he was one of the best wide receivers coming out last year. It's just, can Kyler get him the ball?
No, just like Bryce Young can't get anybody the ball. Not that
Willie
there's anybody
Leggett?
there to catch it.
Oof.
You know?
What about Willie Leggett? Isn't that that's the guy's name, right?
Xavier Leggett.
Xavier, sorry.
But Bryce can't get him the goddamn ball. You know, and here's the thing, man. Like, these two teams are like there with the Giants. They're run horribly bad. There's no continuity year to year.
Mm-hmm.
And sad, you know what? I think there's something to that. I think that's a good point. You know, no pressure on Bryce last year, and he was enjoying himself. And now people are expecting out of him, and he's just like, oh fuck, right? But like, I just, this is gonna be hell to watch. Like, it will. And the sad thing is, since I'm in the heart of Panther country, you know, I'm gonna end up fucking having to watch this thing, and I'm gonna be bitching at Jason the entire time. I will be bitching at Jason the entire time.
I'm here for it.
You know,
I'm here for it.
When it's 6-3 halfway through the fourth, I'm just gonna be like, shoot me, just shoot me.
Closing out the weekend, Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl rematch in Philly. Damn.
Yeah.
Prescott, if you're still watching, I know you're super juiced for that game. This is a big game. I do think opening up the season in I almost said Portugal, in Brazil was a bit much, and I don't think you can really judge either team off opening up in a different country so far from home when there's so much to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people have been to Brazil. It's a lot of fun as someone that's gotten a tour there. And I went there with no money, so those guys are NFL players, so I'm sure they were just like, oh man,
yeah,
just putting it in every hole. Didn't care.
Just all the holes. Jason's
all
there
the holes,
filling them.
They're filling all the holes there. Every hole. They're like, you think that's a don't just everything feels size. You don't tell me what it is.
Hey man, I think that's a la 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 la. I don't want to hear it.
So this is really the game to see if for those that are like the Chiefs are done, it's over for Mahomes. The Kelsey thing with this Taylor Swift is a if you believe that, watch this game,
dude. Until Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are consistently throwing up like 8-9 win seasons, I'm not counting them out.
Yeah.
I just won't. That's something I won't do. I mean, granted, the Eagles are built for the long haul. They are, right? Like, this is a smart drafting franchise. They managed to get first round, like top of the line talent, like picking in like the 20s and 30s. You know, I mean, the Eagles they're built well.
yes.
Now, if I'm the Chiefs, what I don't want to do is start the season 0-2. That's a hole that's hard to dig out from, especially when you've got, like Super Bowl aspirations, you know. But I don't think you count the Chiefs out, you know, yet. When they start getting in division play and they struggle, then you can go ahead and tell me, you know, Mac, look, they suck now. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
But week 2, this is just a good game. I
Yeah.
would love to see a rematch of the Super Bowl. I mean, we saw the Phillies have the world's greatest game plan against the Phillies. We saw the Eagles have the world's greatest game plan against the Chiefs. Can they do it again? This is going to be a great game to watch.
Yeah.
It'll be the 4:30 game for you in the East Coast. The night game is also what I think is going to be a really good game between two young quarterbacks, J.J. McCarthy and Michael Penix Jr. The Falcons didn't win, but they didn't look bad either.
No.
And that offense kind of gave you some things to be hopeful for if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan. The game is in Atlanta. Can J.J. McCarthy put it together 2 weeks in a row? We'll see who really shows up. I think this Falcons team is a little different than the Bears.
Yeah. I was surprised that the Falcons didn't lean on Bijan a little more. He did most of his damage in the pass game, which you like to see, you know, a multifaceted running back that can stay on the field, you know, the entire game. But can you imagine if Atlanta really just leaned into having a stout running game, like I know you want to get the ball into guys like Drake London, Kyle Pitts. There's a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball in Atlanta. You know, you want to get your playmakers the ball, but Bijan Robinson is going to be the guy that moves that offense. Like, I hope.
I didn't realize he could catch that good out of the fucking backfield.
Dude, yeah. I didn't either, especially as a running back from Texas. They typically struggle in the pass game.
He catches so well.
Dude, he's a phenomenal player, man.
He's a great player. He's fun to watch. The kid is so fun to watch.
Yeah.
My God.
And they're finally getting Kyle Pitts involved in the offense, which...
That's what I'm saying. The Falcons are going to be a real fun team. Keep an eye on them coming out of the NFC South. The NFC South, to me, is going to be one of those divisions where no one likes to talk about it because, there's just a bunch of teams that have sucked. They've been cellar dwellers for so long.
Yeah.
You don't think to look at them. But that team the Falcons have put together, whoa.
Yeah. And it's about time. They've drafted some phenomenal players and they were just like, well, what do we do with them? And now, hopefully they're putting things together. And, this will be a good game. I mean, the thing is, if you look at Chicago's game film for the first 3.5 quarters, you got the way to stop JJ McCarthy, right? Like, you know how to do it. Can you do that all 4 quarters, though? That's the key there, right? Chicago obviously couldn't and allowed McCarthy to go out there and look like the second coming of fucking, Joe Namath, just dropping dimes in the fucking running back's hands.
There are some really good passes. Yeah.
So I would look at that game film and literally, commit that shit to memory because this is how we stop JJ. Red, I'm with you. I am not impressed by JJ McCarthy. I'm not. I thought that the Vikings defense had more to do with that win than the offense did. But McCarthy did put the ball in the right place.
He did.
Got that late touchdown. He made some plays, right?
He made plays. That team made plays. The coach really went in his bag for that one. We got to give it to him.
I mean, I guess
the two games on Monday night look fabulous. Texans, Bucks. That's a damn good game.
Yeah. Dude, the Texans, though, they need to really unfuck their offense, man. It's weird. It's weird seeing CJ, his transit, going from his first season to his second. And yeah, we always have those sophomore slumps. Those are pretty prevalent with young players. But, they didn't look particularly good offensively last week. But on the flip side of that, Baker and Emeka Ibuka, another Ohio State wideout.
That's not fair.
It's like, oh, I have Mike Evans and Emeka, and Chris Godwin's going to come back later in the year.
Look, the Bucks quietly may surprise you and go back to a Super Bowl. They're only a few years removed from that Tom Brady Super Bowl. But standing in their way this week is a pretty good Texans team. Now, that was a defensive battle because the Rams defense is a lot better than people give them credit for.
Yeah.
Everyone thought they were the Aaron Donald show for a bunch of years, but that is a whole defense that is ready to bust. I was going to say bust that ass, but that was going to sound real bad.
I mean,
we coming for you, nigga.
If that's in Brazil, if they were in Brazil, that'd just be a Tuesday night.
The night game last year, this would have been a stinker and no one would have want to watched it. This year, this is a game that a lot of people will be watching. This is very similar to that fight.
How about this?
There's going to be a lot of violence in Southern California for this game. If you have homies that act like they're in a gang, do not invite them over to your house to watch this game. Only have your friends that wear pleated khakis at your house for the Raiders-Chargers game.
I will say this. I hope it is everything you just made it out to be. But it also has the potential for the Chargers to just fucking do one of these, right? I watched the Chargers game last week. Justin Herbert just looks fucking cool out there. They're going to play hardball ball. They're going to run the ball, chew up clock, and put Herbert in the best positions to be successful. And I'm going to say this, Raiders fans, I am not shitting on you, right? Because the Raiders essentially, said powder my hand and slapped the shit out of the Patriots last week. But they played the Patriots. It's a really bad team.
How much Ashton Genty can the Chargers take? And that didn't sound good.
I mean, if you're talking about Ashton Genty, the running back, I mean, the Chargers are a lot different under Harbaugh, right?
Mhm.
They were kind of more of a finesse team. They were soft. Like, this team's actually pretty nasty.
Mhm.
Wow. This is going off the
We're
rails.
all 12.
Yeah,
Everyone's watching and we're all 12.
Yeah. And Newry, maybe it is 7 inches. Maybe it's 8. And it's as big around as a Coke can. I don't know.
Oof, girthy. How much girthy Ashton Genty can the Chargers take?
But here's the thing. Gino was very successful being able to work off play action and having Ashton as like a decoy on passing downs, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you take him out of the equation, it's all on Geno Smith with a bunch of receivers that are not as good as the defensive backs that the Chargers have. The legendary God damn it, Newry. 2 weeks in a row, I'm trying to stay on point, be the pro that I am, and
they're like the mafia, man. Every time,
last week it was Jason trying to trip me up. This week it's Chat.
I totally forgot. Last week was.
But yeah, man, like this could be a good game. I'm leaning more towards the Chargers, just like, walking in, punching the Raiders in the face, taking the shot that was in front of the Raiders, downing it, and then walking out with the Raiders' girlfriend. Right? Like,
the game is in LA. I almost said San Diego. The game is in LA. I don't know if you know this. You cannot buy tickets to the game. You have to, if you're buying them from not San Diego, you have to buy multiple game tickets, because like 10 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago now, the Raiders, because I remember our local radio, like, we want a blackout in San Diego, and they were on the radio calling, if you need a ride to the game, come with us. They were arranging carpools for 2 radio shows worth of local all-night sports radio. And if I can't remember the game, it was when the Raiders, what year was that? So 03. So yeah, maybe like 20 years ago. It was almost all black at the Chargers Stadium with Raider fans, and they changed the rules to like who could buy tickets to the games back then. And so I see that happening again, because Raider fans, especially those in Southern California, you guys know who you are. You know who you are. When the Raiders are trash, you take off that Raider shit. You put your Herbert jersey on. You put your Stafford jersey on, right? Or you put, maybe you'll throw your throwback Raider shit on and only talk about 1980 fucking 2.
It's like Marcus Allen, Bo Jackson.
And you're 28 and you're only talking about 1982. But Raider fans, after a win like that, oh no, man, they're coming to LA. Don't count the Raiders out, man.
I'm not counting anybody out, but I'm just telling you how I'm leaning in this, right? You put your Darnold jersey on.
The only jerseys I have, I'm looking at right now, I have a Will Clark jersey. I have a Von Miller jersey, a Broncos jersey that they never made because I got it in Mexico. I have a Marcus Allen USC jersey that I got for $2.
Don't let Jason lie to you, Zahir. He's got a Darnold jersey.
If I find a Darnold jersey,
Sam gave it to him after
flea
Jason
market?
gave his wife the old dick down.
Dude, who was that? Who was the dude they call him Baby Jordan? He went to USC. Harold Miner.
Yeah.
Remember Harold Miner?
Yeah.
I found a Harold Miner jersey for $4 at the flea market, and I didn't buy it. Harold Miner, dude. This is the beauty of living here. You could find Marcus Allen jerseys. It's a quadruple X. It doesn't matter.
But can you get a Bohemian FC jersey? That's
No,
what
I
matters.
But I can get hella soccer shit.
That's what
Who
matters.
you want?
I
You racist? You don't want no Mexican players?
I got the one I want. All right. League of Ireland, bitches. Fuck the EPL. Wu-Tang.
I will never wear a Lakers jersey. I do have like a Warriors thing, but I have a USC stuff because I can get USC stuff down here for a penny. I also have or if it's Pac-12, I will rock it. I represent the West.
That's right. That's right. See, Jason's going to be the first one that pops off with one of those UTSA Pac-12 jerseys next year.
Don't tempt me with a good time. Isn't San Diego State in the Pac-10?
Oh,
now?
yeah. They'll be going there next season.
Dude, I'm gonna be rocking San Diego
Jason,
State shit,
Utah
Fresno
State
shit.
Pac-12 logo right there. Bang.
If it's in the West, San Jose State shit. If it's in the West Coast, I'm rocking it. West Coast shit, I'm rocking it. Got to keep it real.
It's gonna be funny next week. Jason's gonna fucking pop up with a Cal State Fullerton jersey.
Only baseball.
No. You have to rock the football jersey. Just
Well, you know who played at Cal State Fullerton? Damon Allen.
Let's see. Oh, UCSB. There's another one Jason will pull out.
I would totally wear a UCSB jersey.
He's like, I'm banana
I
slug.
used to have a Santa Cruz hoodie that I bought on tour.
Is Santa Cruz the banana slugs or whatever?
Yep. I had a fucking Santa Cruz hoodie. You can, when you go to truck stops, there was a while where these truck stops were selling all the Pac-10 hats.
Oh.
So you could get all the UCLA, USC, Stanford, Cal, like all of the hats. And there were like 2 for $12 or something. And then when you got to like, I don't even know where Boise State was, like the Big West, the Mountain West.
The Big West. Remember, they were FCA, they were 1AA before they made the move.
This was in like 2012 or so.
Oh,
Then
well, they were in the Mountain West. They were in
so all the Mountain West teams were there. So I got a bunch of those goofy ass teams as well. But I think my sons, they probably got rid of them. But I enjoy, like anyone else, I enjoy collecting sports memorabilia, but I am very specific. I will not wear sports memorabilia from teams from the East Coast.
Yeah. See, Jason, again, someone say Fresno State. He's going to come out with the red and the white, and he's going to have the V in green painted on his forehead.
I can't wear Fresno State because I'm not trying to get shot. Whoops. Don't cheer for me getting shot. Them people is way too violent. I can't do it, man.
It was funny. I was always curious. I'm like, because I was watching him, because Boise State was on the up and up. The Mountain West became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
They join it. Fresno State moves from the WAC to the Mountain West, and I'm like, what is the fucking V on the back of the helmet? Like, why are they rocking a V in green? It has nothing to do with their color scheme, right? And then somebody, like one of my classmates, was from California, like right outside of Fresno, and they're like, it's for the Valley. And I was like, what fucking valley?
San Joaquin.
Yeah, he's like the San Joaquin Valley. And I was like, that's special. And he's like, not really, but they rep it, like,
dude, don't get an MP. You know who's from the San Joaquin Valley? Josh Allen.
Yeah. You know where he went to school at?
Wyoming. That's another valley. Why? There's a few drives that if you drive across country and you are black that are frightening. And I'll give you all the drives. And there's somebody that'll disagree, but these are the drives that are scary as a black person. Anything north of Sacramento.
Oh, yeah, getting into Jefferson.
The earth north of Sacramento. The entire planet. Once you go north and you pass Sacramento, California, You're no longer on the 80, you're on the 505, and then you're on the 5. You are officially out of where black people are.
Oh, dude,
And
I had a soldier from there, and he was like, dude, my family flew a Jefferson State flag. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I had to go dig into it.
yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, these white people are nuts.
Once you pass Sacramento and you leave the 80 and the 505 and you are on the 5 Norte, you are in a whole new world.
Yeah, I can't imagine Big Sky Country can be fun either for a black person.
So once you get to Portland, there's still no black people, but it's not scary because hipsters won't hurt you.
They'll just hurt themselves with words.
They're gonna hurt me with fucking their coolness.
Oh my god, do you want to do what? You came to a microbrew and you're not even gonna drink?
Like whatever order you get at the cafe is you're gonna be a fucking pussy. Like,
yeah,
I'm just here for a coffee. Oh, that's all you a coffee. Oh. Yeah,
that's where Jason started his love with milk frothers. He got tired of making fun of it in Portland.
I remember being on tour and we went to Portland and it was us and another band and we were sharing a van and we just wanted to get coffee because the guy that was driving was tired. So we all woke up, we walked in and we stopped in Portland. We weren't even playing Portland because, you know, he wanted to play Salem. So we played Salem, which is a wild town. And stopping in Portland, we walked in the coffee shop and just got the worst looks. I'm like, we don't even look like we're cool. Like we're in our PJs and shit, dude. Why are we getting these evil looks?
I just woke up, man. I've been in a van for 12 hours.
Yeah, we weren't even being like, dude, we didn't have like fucking tour laminates or anything douchey like that. But then Southern Washington can be okay. You're fine. There's not a lot of black people, but it's fine. You'll get to Seattle. There's definitely not a lot of black people, but you're fine. You go east of there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're in trouble.
You're not fine.
Yeah.
You're not fine until you get to Minneapolis. So that entire stretch, 1,500 miles.
Yeah.
I have made that drive several times. You're not fine. It's going to be the most beautiful part of America, the Cascade Mountains. Oh God, if you're driving at the right time of the year, it is so beautiful. Northern Idaho, extremely frightening.
Dude, I'm white and felt scared there.
It's not fun, dude.
Right?
Because everyone was in the militia. Were you there when all the militia people were there?
Dude, yeah. I went there on a whim to go hunting with a buddy of mine, and he was from the area, and he was like, I'm just glad to get the fuck out. It's weird. And he never really like built on that. And he's like, hey, let's go hunting because what we can do is the elk herds kind of move south and we can catch them there at the border with Canada. And I was like, cool. So, you know, we had to drive like hours and hours and hours to get there. And I'm all about that. Because, you know, elk meat is delicious. And dude, we stopped to get gas. And keep in mind, like, I've got like cami pants on and I have, you know, I just had like a t-shirt with like a base layer underneath.
So they thought you were family?
No, dude.
Like, oh, you were too tan? You're saying you were too
tan?
Bro.
He and I walk in. He's like, we got to make it quick. So just like grab water. I'll get the gas and then we'll dip. And I'm like, okay. And I go in, dude, and just they didn't recognize me. So apparently I was a bad dude. Yep. They followed me to the fucking counter. I paid in cash. Fucking wait for my change. And she just kind of like threw it on the counter in front of me. And I was like, okay. They followed me out to the truck. And this one dude's like, what are you guys doing with all the hardware? And keep in mind, he and I both just had like a rifle. We have about 40 rounds each. And we're just like, hey, man, elk hunting. You know, we want to, you know, just get some elk. Huh. And dude, they followed us for like 15 more miles until we pulled off to the side of the road and fucking go out in the middle of nowhere and literally laid on the ground for like 6 hours. And I'm like, this sucks dick.
And then you were like, elk are really big.
Yeah. So he ended up getting one and we split it. But dude, he caught it way quicker than I did. He's like, listen. I'm like, I don't hear shit. He's like, listen, I don't hear nothing. And he just popped off like 3 rounds. And then I get up and there's an elk just kind of like oh fuck me, you know, and then just falls over. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Were you bow? You weren't bow hunting. You were.
Fuck no. I do not do bow hunting. And if I'm doing bow hunting, it's going to be against like a turkey, something that can't hurt me.
Turkey could kick your ass, but
dude, I went boar hunting once, and that was an experience.
Oh, down there. And look, there's a part of America, and I would say it's called most of it, where black people don't exist, because black people live in like 8 cities. But this region I'm talking about are the most beautiful scenic drives, and they're the most frightening drives until you get to Minneapolis. Prairie said that North Dakota can be daunting. Yes, there's a lot of nothing. I've driven across different parts of the country because there's different ways to go. The way I'm talking about right now would be going up the 90, which would be kind of the most northerly route. You can go across the 80, which will take you from California to again, once you get past Reno, then you hit, or once you get past Sacramento, then you hit Reno. There's a few black people there. It's just kind of ghetto. But once you pass Reno, then you're in You're in until you get to fucking Chicago. I'm serious. You go to Elko, Nevada. Yeah, real thriving metropolis where there's a lot of not a lot of Negroes there.
Yeah.
You get to Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City there's some people of color in there, but still not with the most diverse part of the world.
Salt Lake City is probably the biggest city I've been in where I've only seen like 2 black people, and I was with one of them. You know, like
they have island people there, and there's a big Latin population there as well. But yes, there is no Jasons unless you see Karl Malone.
Yeah. And then he's just looking for 17-year-old white.
Fucking gross ass Karl Malone. And then what is after that? Then it's Wyoming. A lot of nothing in Wyoming. Again, real pretty drive depending on when you go. Don't go in the fall. 80-mile-an-hour crosswinds are a bitch.
Yep.
Nebraska, not a pretty drive. Very similar to Kansas when it comes to the nothing. Very frightening. There are black people in Nebraska, but you won't be driving by any of them.
Yeah.
None.
I'd say they're probably all in Lincoln or Omaha. Well, I was going to say that's where, University of Nebraska is.
University of Nebraska is in Lincoln. There's some things going on. I've played Lincoln a bunch, but Omaha is kind of closer to. There's another place it's near. I can't remember. In South Dakota, and then there's another state that's near too, where they all kind of meet. There's all these weird shit going on, but Iowa does have black people. If you get to Iowa City, you might see a few in Des Moines, but you're just gonna keep going. You're not gonna stop. There's a lot of nothing. Just go. Illinois, you're gonna be like, oh, Chicago, but you're not gonna see Chicago until like damn near the end. And there's a lot of scary shit there. But once you get to Chicago, you will see black people. You can exhale then because you are next to a lot of Negro shit. You can get to Gary, Indiana real quick. You can get to Indianapolis real quick. You can get to St. Louis real quick. Like you are near black shit. You are free to exhale once you hit Chicago.
Dude, I'm surprised you didn't have like a backup van just full of security.
Dude, the US, once you get to the South, like I'm serious, once you get to like Chicago, that part of Illinois, everywhere else you're going to go is chill. You're going to get to Michigan, there's Negroes there.
Yep.
Wisconsin, there's a whole bunch of Negroes there. Not usually in the parts that we played, but there is Negroes there.
Enough to allow you to breathe.
Oh, you can breathe. Ohio, all the Negroes there. So many Negroes there. Pennsylvania, so many Negroes there. New York State, Snick City. Like you're just like once you get to Chicago, you're good. You are so good. But before then, dude,
Big Sky Country is not a place you fuck around. I know that. Like, you don't fuck around in Big Sky
Mm-mm.
Country.
Mm-mm.
And if you do, it's at your own peril. Because the thing is, you piss off the wrong local, you're just going to end up in a big field of nothing.
Yeah, and
Just
no
a-
one's gonna care.
No. I mean,
No
your
one's gonna
parents going to call, right?
Yeah,
But no one else is going to give a fuck.
no one's gonna give. Like, you don't understand how much no one's gonna care until you get in your car and you start driving to nowhere. And so much of the United States is empty.
Bro, my buddy, like last year, was like, let's go to Michigan to go hunting. And I'm like, all right, bet. He's like, we're going to go to the Upper Peninsula. I'm like, no fucking way. I'm not going to do it. Could not pay me all the money in the world to go to the Upper Peninsula. That is like Militia Central, right? And they're all chronically online. And let's face it, I haven't been very quiet about my politics. And I was in a fucking documentary that some of them probably fucking saw. They're going to be like, oh, this is the one.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. I'm not going to end up in some fucking dank forest under a fucking frozen lake, you know, where fish ate all of me. And then when the thaw came, my bones just rose to the top, you know, like, fuck you. No.
There's so many places that you shouldn't go. And I went to every single one of them.
You are a brave man.
No, just stupid. There's a difference.
There's a fine line. Trust me. I've walked that line myself between brave and just so dumb.
But walking
So
into
dumb.
places where you're just like, you get out of the car and they're like, he's here.
What's your name? What's your name? Jason. All right, Jason. We got you booked. You got 90 minutes. Get your shit set up. Play your music and you get the fuck out of here.
That was this show right here. This is in West Virginia. And someone came up to this woman and said, "Are you guys staying the night?" And she was like, "No." She goes, "Good. He can live."
God.
And they weren't joking. True story. I'm not trying to be funny. We had a publicist at one point, so we would get some pretty good press, and we were playing Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Oh God, I thought you were going to say Aberdeen, Maryland. I was like, well, okay.
Nope, I have played Aberdeen, Scotland.
Cool place, by the way.
It was a cool place, and it was a great show. But listen, we play Aberdeen, South Dakota, and they had a mall, and we would just try to find malls because they're like a central place. It kind of moves you at home, and people are pretty chill there. So we found this mall, and we're like walking around it, and they had like some shopping center, and I think we bought something, and the lady was ringing us up. It was a much older white woman that looks like an older white woman that would live and work at a mall in Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, I can't believe it. You guys are in my store." And we're like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I've read about you guys." We're like, "No, you haven't." No, you haven't. She pulls out the newspaper, and here we are.
No
in the
fucking way.
newspaper. Yeah, in Aberdeen. Because we would do press all the time, and you don't know if you're going to be in a paper.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened, and that was crazy. That
the Aberdeen Star Gazette.
Yeah, it was some shit like that. And she took a picture with us. We were but you really do get out of the car and some of those places, and they're like, "He's here," and you're like, "Wait, oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be very polite."
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, a lot of yes, ma'am.
I am here.
Aberdeen, Washington. We never played Aberdeen, Washington, but I can try to rattle off as I hear the places I played in Washington State and tell me if you've ever been to them. Olympia, Bremerton, Bellingham, Seattle, Clarkston, Yakima, Walla Walla. Walla Walla was the place we played where the promoters, we stayed at their house. The next night they took us out, or the next day they took us out for breakfast. And at the restaurant we were eating at, which was like a happening place in town, this dude had a shirt with a Klan member shooting a black man on it. And he just stared at me.
Oh my God. Bro, fuck. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. I think you're insane, right? Because I've always admired you for this because you
Mhm.
got into a genre of music you don't
Mhm.
see a lot of black people in. You
Mm-mm.
just don't.
Mm-mm.
Are they there? Sure. Do you see a lot of them? Nope.
Mm-mm.
You know, and then you're like, I'm gonna make a career out of this. Okay, batshit crazy thing too.
Mhm.
Making a career out of music is insane.
Mhm.
And then you decide, you know what? Not only am I going to try and make a living out of this, I'm not staying on the West Coast to do this. Guys, we're going to go play Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Like Coeur d'Alene a lot, yeah.
Right? And your buddies are like, bro, we're doing it.
Mhm.
And then not only are we going to play Coeur d'Alene, we're going to stop in Cheyenne and
I'm like, who was that? Not John Kerry. Who was that? Wow.
yeah, oh, Howard Dean.
Howard Dean.
Yeah. And they look at you and you're like, yeah. And on top of that, we're going to shoot south and we're going to go to the place. Bear with me. It's called We Lynch Black Folks Here, Mississippi. We're just going to go play.
It's like a lot of Lynchburgs. There's a
Right?
lot more Lynchburgs.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think?
And they're just like, okay, bro, let's hop in the van. You know? And there's Jason Miles through all of it. Prairie, shut the fuck up, Jason. That guy wasn't about heritage. Damn, it was just
hate. Oh, dude, look. We didn't. First of all, this is me and another person. It's just two people, and she's an Asian woman from Canada. So a lot of the American Midwest, she had no point of reference for.
Yeah.
So it was just beautiful drives for her the first couple years, and then all the racism really did wear on her. So in all honesty, the craziness did, cause that woman to kind of lose her shit a little bit, because it's not fun, because we were playing also like weird music within the genre. So it wasn't like we were always playing with cool people. We were always playing with like maybe some local band that dresses like Slipknot, maybe fucking
We're an Alice in Chains cover band, but pre-92. Oh, pre-92.
I wish you were lying. I wish you were lying.
Dude, when people like me and the kids watch Step Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
at the end at the Catalina Wine Mixer, we're an 80s Joel cover band. And the kids got a big kick out of that. I'm like, the funny thing is, I've actually seen an 80s Joel cover band in Cleveland. In something like that happen, they're like, play Vienna. And he's like, sir, 80s Joel. 80s. Right? There wasn't a fight or anything, but they kept throwing out shit from the 70s. And the guy's just like, guys, Uptown Girl. Okay.
We didn't start the fire.
Well, that was 90s.
Was it 90s?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Now you got to be the guy.
Yeah. 80s Joel, sir. But like, Uptown Girl and It's Still Rock and Roll to Me, shit like that. And they were just like, so these are real things. I'm like, guys, one of the most packed shows I've ever been to was that Motley Crue cover band in LA that's like super huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't remember. I went with my buddy, but he's like, dude, the shows are so packed you can barely move. So like, we're going to get there like 2 hours early. That way we can get a couple drinks before we just like go to our spot. And that's where we'll be the rest of the night. And dude, he wasn't kidding. Like, we were just like crammed in there like this, and they just played, Motley Crue,
Mm-hmm.
and my kids are just like, but they're cover bands. And I'm like, I get it. It's weird, but
Motley Crue is not coming to your town.
Yeah.
But you know who is? Me and the cover band.
Yeah.
Me, this crazy woman that was with me, and someone even crazier than us.
Dude, the name of the 80s Joel cover band I saw, I kid you not, was called The Tell Her About It. Like, it was like, just
tell her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
that's the one thing I miss about that, is like meeting a really cool band or cover band. And I've definitely made a lot of friends over the years. I've played where you live I can't remember you told me the name of the place.
It was the Rock Shop, and unfortunately, it's not there anymore. It's not there anymore. It got turned into a storage place.
Everything is gone because the way you make money now in the touring industry.
Well,
changed.
It's not even that. What did it was Shane was keeping it open. He was booking bands, but then someone broke in and stole all the sound equipment, and he couldn't afford to pay it, like to pay for new stuff. And we did like a fundraiser to try and make money, but we only got like 10 G's, and like all the equipment all told was like closer to 40.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, I can't afford to keep it open. And he owns, like, he was like, hey, I'll just give you guys all your money back from the fundraiser. And we're like, no, fuck that, dude. Like, you like gave us live music here. Like, we want you. So he went and bought a fucking shop in downtown Fayetteville and started a record store. So he's still like kind of associated with music, but like I take my daughter in there all the time.
It's difficult. A true story. The first time I was in Fayetteville, I played another place that the woman ran it. Her husband or ex-husband was military, and they had broke up. Right.
I wonder if you played at the Drunk Horse.
I think it had something to do with a cat.
Oh no, I know it. It's the Black Cat Lounge.
Yes, is it still there?
No. What's funny is Brian Delgado was the guy who owned it. He and his wife.
And they got divorced, right?
I don't know. We kind of stopped speaking. But I first met him when he was a specialist in E4.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got back from Afghanistan the second time, I switched units and went to 473 Cav, and I bumped into Lieutenant Delgado. Right. So he went and got commissioned as a chemo officer. And we would do our stable calls, which is a big thing, the Cav world, which I didn't understand as an infantry guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, the Fort Bragg Cartel is the name of a book by an author Jason and I are trying to get booked on here, read. So it's actually a really good book. I finished it. But he owned the Black Hat. We would do our stable calls there. And he kept it open as long as he could. And then I want to say, when we got home from Afghanistan, he had it for like another year, and then he had to sell it. And it's called like Haters now, but like H, the number 8 TERS.
I remember that place. Doesn't it have like traditional tattoo art? So
yeah, the big cat in the back. Yeah. It's still there. It is still there. They kept it.
So the wife, we staged, like we could crash at her place. That was like the whole thing. Like, oh, people can crash here. And I have military guys that stay here. I swear she was divorced. Maybe she got remarried. Who knows?
She might have. Yeah, she might have remarried and then married Brian.
Or maybe she lied and said she was. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But what was interesting to me was this was the first time. It's the only time it ever happened, because it was it's a military town, and she had military guys staying there, but they weren't there when we were there. They were deployed. They just left guns everywhere.
Yeah.
And I had never seen that many guns lying around a house. Just lying around a house.
Yeah.
I was like, it was like, oh, this is uncomfortable. And that was also another thing I saw happen there, and I had never seen it before, is ASCAP, which is a publishing organization where you get your publishing. They do sting operations. And this was a thing that used to cripple small clubs. So when you play copywritten music, here's a little secret. If you play in a band and you play original music and you go on tour, and if you want to make a little extra money and you actually have your songs published through ASCAP, not through CD Baby, but through ASCAP, you went through the process, or BMI, doesn't matter. I think BMI pays more. You get paid for your live performances, and you get paid way more for your live performances than you do for spins on anything. If you were getting spun on MTV and radio, you get way more money per time you play your song live.
Okay.
So the songs that you have, your set list, you submit it, and you submit every venue that you play.
Okay.
And then you get a quarterly check. So we toured so much that between the two of us, we'd get a little quarterly check, and then your rent's paid. You come back from tour, your rent's paid, you got a little change left over, and maybe you don't have to work for a couple weeks. But
maybe we can take 3 days off.
You could really, that's like a lot after you just driven across country 8 times. But you have to know what venues actually pay for publishing, and a lot of smaller venues do not. So when you put the place, and we played a lot of, of course you're not going to put a house, but you assume that the venues that you play that are proper venues are going to pay their licensing fees. You'd be surprised who doesn't. So what happens is ASCAP and BMI have, again, this was 10 years ago. I don't know if they still do this. They show up at a venue and they wait for a cover band to come on. And then they tally it up. And for this venue in particular, they kept coming and coming and coming, and they hit that woman with like a $10,000 or $20,000 bill.
God damn.
They were like, you owe royalties because you've been having all these cover bands come here and play. So if you have a venue that's in your city and they have a rule, no covers, they don't pay publishing. And don't disrespect them by trying to be cute and play a cover, because it could get that place shut down because the fines are so big. So we were there. The only night we ever played that place, the Black Cat Lounge, we were there, and a dude from from ASCAP tapped me on the shoulder. He goes, "Hey, I really liked your set. What's the name of your band again?" "Oh, Le Fin Absolute Demon." "Oh, wow. Can I get one of your CDs?" Sure. "Yeah, it sounds like you guys have sampled music, because I heard the backing tracks." I was like, yeah, because it's just the two of us and we have all this music that we made. "And do you guys sample it from anywhere?" I didn't know what he was asking me. "No." "Okay. You sure?" "Yeah." "Okay, well, just, if this is all original music, take my card and I'll help you get placed in movies and music and da-da-da-da-da." But the guy left, and that's when the woman came to me. She's like, "Fuck that guy. And she told me all about the fine they had. And so after that, when we would do our tally for the end of a tour, we would make sure not to put certain venues. Sometimes we'd ask them if they pay.
Yeah.
But ASCAP was going out of their way. If you Google it, you can even find some articles about it, especially where you live in the South. They were just sticking it to people in the South.
Yeah.
Just waiting and then tallying. Also, if you play music in your bar, you got to pay for that. Wow. So again, if you have your own original music and you get publishing for your original music and you go on your little bullshit tour.
You know what I've noticed, though? A lot of places I go to that have jukeboxes are like the touch tunes.
Mm-hmm.
So like the customer pays for it.
Yes.
Essentially, right? Is that like a way around that? So like,
no, there's jukebox plays. So when you put money into a jukebox, the artist gets paid for that.
Okay.
You get a little cut for the spins. So that's how jukeboxes work. And they've worked like that for a long time.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if anyone gets jukebox spins anymore, because the world is different and there's like streaming royalties and cuts for everything now.
I think that's how they cover it, though, because like on TouchTunes, you literally download the app, you buy like the coins or whatever, and then you play, it's 5 coins to play music. And see, like when I'm feeling petty and I just got paid, and like what was it, a couple weeks ago, because I'm not going out as much, someone played Not Like Us, right? And you heard this woman just like, "Oh, I'm so fucking over this song. They played it too much." And I'm like, okay. And I bought $10 worth and
oh my God,
dumped it all. Right. So for about an hour, it was just Not Like Us. And
I don't know what's worse. You were the Slayer people.
Yeah, dude. And this woman's looking around, and I looked at her and I said,
just like this. She was like,
she came up to me and she's like, "You heard me say I was tired of that song." I was like, "I did." She's like, "That's petty as fuck." I'm like, "It is." And she goes, "I respect it." I was like, "All right then."
They would annoy the fuck out of me.
Yeah, dude. When I hear something annoys somebody, and you're being loud and like a tiny dive bar that I love to go to, and I'm just trying to like chill and watch week 0 of college football. You're on my list now. You're on the list. I'm Chris Jericho. You made the list, and I'm gonna do whatever annoys you.
It's live music is a world where sadly it's going the way of the dodo for the kind of working class musician. It's already hard enough if you're just a young person that wants to even learn how to play an instrument. I don't know where you're going to learn. Your school probably doesn't have music. Instruments are more expensive. That's why everybody's a DJ.
Yeah. I mean, dude, my daughter wanted to learn how to play guitar, and she was told, download this app.
And in all fairness, I will say this: had I had YouTube as a young person, I'd probably be an amazing guitar player. You can learn so much through YouTube, but I understand if you want someone to go, no, put your finger there.
Yeah.
Right? If you need that kind of instruction, I get that. And if you don't, again, if you don't live in a place where there's like a practice space.
Oh, trust me, she got sent to the garage for about 8 months, and then she was like, "I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore."
Because it's isolating, right? If you go to a place where you can make some noise, or you walk in with a cool T-shirt, and someone goes, "Oh, are you in a band?" Then you can learn how to make some noise for real. But when those places go away, then you get the garage, and you're like, "Well, this isn't fun."
Yeah.
Either you're going to turn the camera on yourself and try to be a meme, and if nobody's watching you, then you're not going to care.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to give up and say, fuck it. I can talk about music and, be more interesting and actually,
I mean, my daughter's always been artsy, and she found what she's good at, and I'm proud of her for that. And when I got my newest tattoo, she came with me because she designed the design. And dude, the artists were just like, "Bro, you want to do tattoos?" And she's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Hey, it's a rough business." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go to college for graphic design though. That way I can do like t-shirts and website design and things like that when everything's slow, and I can still have tattooing as a job." And they were just like, "Why do you have your shit together at 16?" Like, but they were really,
have a horrible drug problem right now.
Yeah. But they were like, dude, like, they were like, "Your daughter's really put together." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I lucked out because I was a little shit, and she's not, so like, they were good to my kid." And the guy who did my tattoo, I was like, "Hey man, I'm going to come back in about 4 months and get something else. But like, you were good to my kid. I like your artwork. I want you to continue work on my leg." And he's like, "Okay, dude." And like, we agreed on $600. He only charged me $300. So I was like, "Bro, like, I got 100. I had brought 100 for a tip, but here's 150." And he's like, "You don't have to do that, man." I'm like, "Dude, I know. Trust me. Like, people aren't coming out for tattoos like they used to. Like, bro, I can't tell you the amount of like big name artists that I've seen that are like $400, all you can sit through. I just need to make some money." Yeah. Like guys, artists that have won awards across the planet. And it's just like, dude, people just don't have money for tattoos. That's why I told him I'll be back in 4 months when I save my former drinking money for body art. Because I'm trying to get fucking yoked and run a goddamn marathon.
Fayetteville, North Carolina. Tattoo shops, pawn shops, strip clubs.
Yep.
You will find those 3 things
in abundance. Although we lost Sharky's, rest in peace. That was the one that had the breakfast buffet.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. The former owner had a bar called Itz's, and it was like regular bar, dance club, cigar bar, and it caught fire. And he collected the insurance money. The city tried to sue him. His lawyers were really good. They tied it up, the lawsuit up. And so Sharky's was like his main source of income, so to speak. And that place got busted fucking so many times for like cocaine, prostitution, all that shit. And then finally he just closed it and disappeared. Poof. Like a ghost.
He probably has a bar down here in Mexico because you could just do that legally.
Costa Rica.
Oh yeah, you just do that stuff
Costa
like
Rica.
legally. Like it's so like I didn't know that. They're like, oh, you can just like don't bring your own drugs.
Yes,
we're gonna provide it all for you.
Yeah, like it's so he's living a good life now. Good for him.
Well, look, we've been talking long enough, and it's very late where you are.
Yeah, and I got to lift in the morning, man. How am I supposed to get locked down this winter, Jason, without getting yoked?
I was going to invite you over here the winter.
Well, I mean, that's the plan, man. I'm
in your winter down here. It's warmer, and you can wear your shorts.
My shorts.
You can wear shorts. You'll see why I wear short shorts. You'll be like, damn, dude, I understand.
Bro, I wish you could see my fucked up tan lines from like wearing shorts at work. Like,
is it above the knee or below the knee?
No, I'm above the knee. right?
Good
And then
man.
it stops right at my ankle socks, and then I have the farmer's tan on my arms and neck.
Oh,
It
the
is
ankle
horrible.
socks. Come on, dude.
Yes,
You gotta see the.
I wear ankle socks, bro. I don't feel bad about that.
Thank you, Tony. Only short shorts and summer pant. Overalls are a summer pant.
A summer pant?
Yes.
Oh, dude, Red, definitely, man. Definitely have a beer or two. I hope it's a great game. I'll be watching on the late season MLB TV package that's free. So as we head into the home stretch, hopefully we can get that wild card. So there's nothing wrong with ankle socks, Tony, unless you are my children's generation. See, they did the blowback. We saw people before us wearing tall socks, and we're like, you guys are fucking weird. We're going ankle. And now it's back to the tall socks again. And I'm like, why?
If I'm going to wear shorts longer than like shorts that would approach my knee, I would have to go long socks with stripes.
Why?
Because I looked like a badass when I was 6 wearing that shit.
Listen, dude, this ain't fucking SoCal, bro, where you gotta like walk hard in your tall socks and your sandals. Okay, like
wait. I want to show you something. If you're gonna wear tall socks, there's a certain shoe you have to have. Hold on.
Oh God, Jason's gonna demonstrate it. Bro. In Prairie, I don't want to grow 5 inches vertically. I need 5 more inches somewhere else. Buzzing, self-burn. What do you got, Jason? You better put this really big on the screen. Oh, yep. Those are it too. Those are it, man.
This is the Cortez. This is the Nike Cortez. It says so right there, Cortez 72. If you're going to wear the tall socks and you're not wearing this shoe, you are doing it all wrong. The Nike Cortez. This is the only shoe.
You know what's hilarious? That was the first pair of Nikes I ever got, and then my parents were just like, never again. You know?
Nick Ruff says, still got, look at this. I'm poor, so I cleaned my shoes the other day, and I was like, new shoes.
Oh, dude. I do that with my Chucks all the time, man. Like, I constantly am cleaning those bitches.
Look, if you're going to go tall socks, core fucking Tez. Keep it real. These aren't the nylon ones. These are the leather Cortez. You can find these at Good Ross's.
Good Ross, not the bad ones though.
Not the bad Ross. Not the good Ross. Got to go to the Ross that's on the border of the good neighborhood and the bad neighborhood.
Prairie said, if I saw Jason in no shoes, tall socks, and shorts down to his knees with a handful of raisins, I'm robbing him. Bitch, give me your lunch money.
With a handful of raisins.
His hands are all sticky too, Prairie, because he's been holding the raisins.
I would not have a handful of raisins, but there's a really good chance I would have a handful of a candy that nobody would want.
Not surprised.
My daughter buys candy and she gives it to me every time she sees me. She gives me little presents. And she says it with an insult, a passive aggressive insult. And she, the last time she gave me like a strawberry Snicker. I was like, oh, this looks cool. She goes, yeah. And she looks at her boyfriend. She goes, yeah, I told him he'd like it. And she goes, you like candy no one eats. So we look and we find something that looks like no one would eat it, and then we buy it for you. And she said it just like that. It was the deadpan, just stared at me like
you know what she's probably gonna do next? She's gonna go to like the world market. And she's like, what's the weirdest fucking country on the planet? And her boyfriend's just like on his phone. He's like, Kazakhstan? She's like, bet. And like finds this weird chocolate covered like goat's milk cheese curd. And she's just like, hey, Dad, bet you won't like this. And you're just like, bitch, I love that.
I'd be like, oh, thank you. I get so excited every time. And she just always looks at me and just looks at him. Just like, and they just start cracking up. They think it's so funny. And I'm like, I enjoy things that taste good.
I don't think a chocolate covered goat's milk cheese curd would be good though.
So you think? I didn't think marshmallow covered white chocolate M&Ms that only come in 2 colors would be delicious, but I can't stop eating them.
That sounds awful. That sounds like the diabetes. That sounds like.
Dude, in Mexico, all the candy, it's so cheap, but it feels like candy that people died eating.
Yeah. A kid had one bag and had early onset juvenile diabetes.
Like they have these signs for Pepsi, and I bought a Pepsi. I've stopped drinking soda, but I started again because I'm degenerate. And I went to the States. A Pepsi at a truck stop in the United States of America was like $2.50. A Pepsi in Mexico for the same size was 10 pesos.
Dude,
they are trying to kill these people.
I will fuck up a Mexican bottle of Pepsi, like the glass bottles. Oh man. Cause like I like fountain Pepsi, but I don't like drinking out of the bottles. Reason number 37, Jason moved to Mexico cheaper.
Dude, the amount of soda.
Jason picks up his HGH and then is like, hey, you got my insulin too? Thanks, dude. You know?
Gains.
Wait a minute.
Mac, you've never had these marshmallow M&Ms?
No.
You think I'm lying?
I don't like marshmallow. I believe you.
Do you like white chocolate?
I am white chocolate. What are you talking
Wow. So here's the 500 variations of tamarind and chili powder.
Yeah,
that is true, but they also have all this candy that doesn't make sense. It's super giant. It's in abundance. It's really inexpensive.
It's made for American expats.
It's so made to give these people diabetes. It's fucking a travesty, and I'm trying to eat it all.
Pepsi and Coke taste like Scotch tape. Dr. Pepper is the sugary nectar of the proletarian gods, guys. Sheesh. You know what, Tony? I respect that take. I like a Dr. Pepper every so often.
Did I tell you? Like, so there's we could leave.
Make it quick.
Okay, the laundry ladies. I'd go drop off my laundry, and they're like, "Okay, your laundry will be ready tomorrow." I was like, "Okay, what time?" And then another one comes out. She goes, "No," and they're saying all this in Spanish. She goes, "No, today." And I was like, "It's gonna be ready today. What time?" And they know I have a show at 6. She goes, 4. You got my laundry ready by 4? She goes, "Yeah, but we need chocolates." Okay, so they know I get them chocolate if they get my laundry done before 6, and they don't go to 7-Eleven. They won't go to 7-Eleven.
They want the good shit.
Well, that's where the good shit is. They just don't go to 7-Eleven.
Okay.
So there's a 7-Eleven. And I go get and then also at the set, and it's only at 7-Eleven. There's the cherry Dr. Pepper. You can't get cherry Dr. Pepper anywhere. I don't know why. You can't get it anywhere else but 7-Eleven. So I get them, and they're like, "Where did you get this?" I'm like, "I'm not telling you." So I can get my laundry. They got so stoked off the cherry Dr. Pepper.
Bro, it's little things, man.
Little things.
You know, like a cherry Dr. Pepper and some chocolate from 7-Eleven. Now, the real question I need to ask before we go is, did you learn your lesson and stay away from the chorizo?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Good.
But you know what they've been fucking with me about at 7-Eleven? Pizza.
Continue to learn your lesson.
I'm so scared, dude, because it's there. They'll be like, "Hey, you want a pizza? It's like $3. A whole pizza for $3. Don't you want it? How bad can it be? It's pizza. There's no such thing as bad pizza."
Yeah, but what about the toppings on it, my friend?
It's just pepperoni. That's how I am. I'm fucking simple. I vanilla.
Get that. I just like pepperoni pizza as well. Occasionally, I'll like prosciutto or some jalapenos on there.
Sounds good.
But how was that pepperoni treated before it was chopped up?
I'm afraid to find out. I feel like the pepperoni and the pizza and the grease is going to be worse than the chorizo episode.
I feel like it might be as well. I feel like your colon, you know what, Red? I'm with you on this one. I feel like your colon is not prepared for that frontal assault. Like, say we're going to get a little history nerd here. Say your colon's the Maginot Line, okay? It's France. It's 1939. And you've built the Maginot Line. Your colon's built this. And they're like, no one is going to be able to get through this. We have pillboxes. We've got strategic reserves. We are good to go. Germany, bring it on. And that 7-Eleven pizza is just going to go around it.
Into the trouble spot.
And
to
then,
the no-no zone.
And then hit your large intestine, which in this case would be Paris 1940, which would fall very quickly. And then next thing you know, Jason's on air. And he just hears the gurgle. And then he just shuts everything off. And then even though we're not live anymore, we can hear the screams of agony as Paris falls. And he's blowing up that toilet. And then we can picture in our head the shame on his face. Like, I can't believe that happened.
I can't believe I ate the pizza from. I think the one pizza that I've been seeing there every time I go in that 7-Eleven is the same one. I feel very confident.
You should poke the crust once, and if it doesn't move, you know that's true. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh God, there's no give in that. That's
a good point.
I could build a new home with this crust as the foundation stone.
Mac. But you're hungry. It's like, oh, it's right there. I really like pizza.
Do you know what I get? One of the treats I give myself now is Liftbox. So it's a subscription service, and they give me really good t-shirts, and they always give me like, to be fair, Jason, like France thought the Ardennes would hold. Right. But I always get like these, like, it could be like a protein supplement, creatine, but there's always like a snack. And it could be the most disgusting snack. I had these, it was wasabi peas, but it was like protein infused.
Oh, that sounds fucking gross.
Right? So I'm starving because I had my 2 eggs, my cup of yogurt, and my first protein shake for breakfast. And I'm like, I'm not eating again till lunch. But like, I ran 4 miles the night before. Mm-hmm. I lifted for 2 hours. Like, I burned through everything. I'm starving. But I was like, eat your snack. Don't order food. And I fucking bust this out. And it tasted like hot garbage. But I ate it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to like Wawa or Sheetz and get the delicious chicken sandwiches that they have that I really, really wanted. But yeah, I know, Zahir. I know. It's just, that's what was on the packaging, man. Because I don't let anything waste from these lift boxes. Like, I eat or consume everything, including the pre-workout, which I hate because my skin tingles and I don't like that. But,
damn, that's a powerful pre-workout.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's
your
nuts.
Skin tingles.
Yeah,
that's just meth.
Yeah, it might be, for all I know. I can't read half the shit on the ingredients.
It's just, at that point, it's just meth, dude.
But yeah, man. Yeah, it's. I stay away from that. You just ain't living unless you rip the ass right out of you every now and then. Zahir, I haven't had one of those since I got out, and I refuse to go backwards. Those were truly awful, but they did hit the spot like after a jump, or like you get out of the field at like 8 a.m. and there's nothing left open to eat, So like those tornadoes worked when I was in service, but now that I'm out, I try and eat better than that. Now.
Let us know if there's any gas station or truck stop food that you guys eat or don't eat. I will say this: if you're at a truck stop, if you're driving cross country, TA, I almost said TNA, TA, I think it's TA, pizza is legit.
Buc-ee's, man, I will swear on anything from Buc-ee's. Like, that shit's legit. Meth is a pretty stellar pre-workout, and I don't recommend it if you have fucking prairie.
Like, it sounds like I don't do pre-workouts because when I was younger, I did, and Man, first of all, it tears you up.
Oh,
You
dude,
are
yeah.
gonna have some colon blow.
Yeah, it's pretty I go to the gym at like 5:30 in the morning, and like I'll go to put my bag in the locker, and all 3 stalls you just hear
Pre-workout guys, dude.
dudes
It's just
ripping this shit, man.
pre-workout dudes. That
I think
so-
the most frightening thing, right? There's this like she's absolutely gorgeous. She's totally yoked. But like it's the women's locker room and then the men's. So I'm walking by the women's room, and dude, you just hear a poor woman going through it, right? It's just like, and you can hear it, and I'm just like, oh my god, right? So all the back machines are like right within eyesight of the locker room, and you see this girl come out like,
I hope she's not wearing those pants that are way up her crack.
oh dude,
Oh god.
she did.
Oh,
She did. But yeah, man, I was like, I don't know if I could look at her the same right now because I heard that. Yeah.
She did to the
Yeah.
fuck. This is Mac running away from her.
Yo,
His legs in the cloud of smoke.
I'm Usain Bolt in that moment. Just,
Dude, if you have a strong pre-workout and you're one of those people that you think like, oh, I exercised a lot and I burned calories, ergo I can have McDonald's.
that is
you are
not
gonna destroy the gym bathroom in the morning.
yeah. And the thing is, like, since I stopped eating a lot of that shit, like the few times I've gotten tipsy, I can't imagine blowing more ass than I do gallbladder.
Dude.
But like when I went out for week 0, Jason, like I watched the Notre Dame game, right, in Dublin.
Mhm.
And I was out with my buddies, and like we ended up staying out all night. So like at midnight, I was like, I'm done. I'm packing it in. I got my lift coming. And they're like, all right, bitch, talking shit to me. We've been drinking since like 3 in the afternoon. I'm ready to just go home. And I was like, you know what would be great? Taco Bell. And I got like a grilled cheese burrito and a
This
Pepsi.
is recently.
Yeah.
This
And,
isn't
like,
from like 20 years ago.
No. And dude, like I haven't been eating fast food.
Oh.
And right.
I think where this is going.
So like I'm sitting in my chair because like my TV's right there. And so I'm watching Sports Center, and I'm just drinking some water, and I got like a bottle of Gatorade, and then I just hear and I was just like, oh God. Oh no. And like, dude, I like jumped up out of my chair. Like my roommate's still awake. So he hears me like bump into the wall because, I'm still kind of drunk. I'm still drunk, And he's like, Mac, you good? I'm like, right.
Oh, shit.
And the bathroom's right across my room. So I like fucking Spartan kick the door, and I'm just like shorts off. And it's just like, I look like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. Like my feet are off the ground. Just
When you have feet off the ground, you fucked up.
yeah.
That's when when this is your stomach makes the sound, and then your feet do this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's
Prayer, you're not kidding. I should have just played Johnny Count. Hurt myself today.
dude.
Right? And like I'm sitting there like thinking it's done, and there's like these small reverberations like it was an earthquake, And yeah, that's right. And like I'm sweating, Jason. I'm just like, oh, I'm sitting there and like I'm dehydrated as fuck because I've had no water all day. So I get a calf cramp. So like I'm sitting there with a calf cramp on the shitter, just like, oh.
This is why we don't look. One of the things I'm blessed with is there's no Taco Bell. Right? There's no Taco Bell here. One of the things I'm cursed with is that there's no Taco Bell here.
Yeah.
And I drink way too much coffee.
Yeah.
So it's time to end the show. It's going to leave you right there because
this is a good way to go. Like,
because I have to go.
Don't.
I have to Mac.
Yeah.
I have to go pull him.
Jason's got to go launch himself up the seat.
I got to go. The picture in my head is his little feet. His little feet just kicking.
Dust kicking up behind me.
Thank you guys. Mac, I love you.
I love you, brother.
Peace.